Falcon fans, and of course, good old Atlanta Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do, man. One time for the fan. We are back talking Falcons football in a Falcon way. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the good stuff. You know, we are live. Big shout out to everybody that's in the chat already here, ready to talk some Falcons football with us. Falcons fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. One time for the fan. T was, you know, it's from the fan for the fan. And we already have a lot of fans in the chat this morning so far. So big shout out to you all once again. Team Will, former ATO Sports, one time for the fan in the building. Man, we are back less than 24 hours later. Here to talk some Falcons football and get you all ready to go for your weekend. Beautiful day in Atlanta, by the way, for everybody that's out here in the city. So make sure you guys get out, touch some grass today, and have a good time. Enjoy yourself. T. Will, former ATL Sports, one time for the fan, man. How's everything going over there in your world since we last talked about, 12 hours ago?
It was so long ago, Jack. Wow. I mean, wow. No, all is well, man. It's Friday morning. I mean, you got the weekend coming up. What's not the like, Jack? What's not the like, Got all these wonderful fans in the chat this morning. We got Mr. Monte Carlo. Carlo, what it do, man? We got Ray 50. We got It's Morosi. Morosi? I'm going to go with Morosi. Smooth C in the building, DSGB Hall. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you guys are doing well and looking forward to a great weekend. And Jack, let's get into it about these Falcons, man.
Hey, the chat is live and the chat is lit, as you know.
Yeah.
The fans in the stands in the building. Two will already pointing out that 82 Monte Carlo is here talking Falcons football with us. Shout out to 82. Ray 50's in the chat too as well. Good morning to Ray 50. Big shout out to you, sir. It's me, Razi, in the chat. Big shout out to It's me, Razi, in the chat. Good here on this early morning Friday, Falcons Friday, talking Falcons football. Smooth C is back in the chat too as well. Smooth C, I can see that there is no rain in store for this weekend. So I left the supplies out in the yard. If you can do the side by the hedges too as well. We have a party this weekend, so we want to make sure when we set the tables and tents up that there's no problems. And if you have any bug spray for the mosquito treatment too as well, if you can help me out over there, Smooth C, that would be fabulous. Big shout out to DSGB Hog checking in. A lot of people here from the East Coast, West Coast, down south, man, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening to One Time for the Fans, shout out to you all. Smooth C said, T Will shining bright. He said grass. Jack has another lawn to cut. Smooth C, this is for you. It's for you, brother. What you talking about? John Persons in the chat too as well. ATL salute from Memphis. Hey, man, look, man, check it here, man. We got Memphis, Tennessee in the building, man. Hey, man. That's how they talk in Memphis, T. Will. I don't know if you've ever been to Memphis.
Is that the Memphis accent? Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's how they talk, man. Look here, John.
Yeah, I think you're right. I watch a few movies on Tubi, and there's this dude, Criminal Maine. Is that his name? Criminal Man, whatever. He does a
Criminal
lot of
Maine from Memphis, Maine.
Yeah, but he does a lot of movies, and that's exactly how he talks. So
I used to live in Memphis, so I kind of
the layout.
I know the layout. I know the lingo. I know the vibes. I know the city. I know how it is. So, John Person, tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong, John. Is that how they talk? Hey, look here, man. Hey, look here, bro. Hey, look here, bro. Hey, look here, John. That's how they talk, man. That's how they talk. Rod Hamilton in the chat says, sharing your page in a couple of our groups. Rise up. Big shout out to Rod Hamilton Sr. in the chat.
Rod, what's going on, man?
Rod, we just here early in the morning talking Falcons football. There's nothing wrong with it. Big shout out to all the friends and family that's watching too as well. Player family who also tunes in. Probably a couple players who's up this morning watching or listening to the show too as well. Big shout out to everybody within the Falcons organization. T-Bo, we got our connections, so you never know who's watching and who's listening.
You never know.
Never know. John Person said, yeah, you might be right. Hey, man, look here, John. Hey, here, dog. Hey, man. Big shout out to everybody, man. This is the real cool thing about breakfast with One Time for the Fan. Before we start getting to these Falcons, T-Will. We have our Sunday night show at 8. We have our Wednesday night shows at 8. And that's in the evening, if you will. That's at a time where people get off work. They already either took care of plans or whatever with their family. They've already ate dinner. They get a chance to come watch One Time for the Fan um, at a setting where, they're home. When it comes to breakfast with One Time for the Fan, you got some people checking in here from the West Coast. You got some people checking in here from all around the country. But T Will, it is 10:14 in the morning right now. And we can already say that the chat is live and the chat is lit. So the shout out first before we start goes straight to the chat. It goes straight to everybody who watches the show, everybody who listens to the show, everybody who just participates in the show. We have a lot of people who do watch from the background, from behind the scenes, and they do not want to comment. They do not want to put their questions in. I've had a lot of people that tell me the same thing. Where they just let the chat be the chat. We just love watching. We just love listening to you guys. Whether you're in the car on the way to work, on the way to the gym, whether you're eating your breakfast at your house, or you're taking care of your morning errands, shout out to you all for tuning in to One Time for the Fan. At this point, you can go ahead and tag your Falcons friends. As you can see, Rod Hamilton has already did it. Tag your Falcons friends and tell your Falcons family that One Time for the Fan is live. This is an opportunity. This is a platform for you all to come talk Falcons football with some positive content creators, Falcon fans here that's been watching Falcons football for a long time, understands the game, understands the organization, but we keep good faith about the team and what's going on. But we do keep it real too as well. Like we gotta break it down for some folks so that way we're not on here, just trying to shoot the breeze with you all to get a super chat or to get a follow or to get a subscribe. Like we really do enjoy talking Falcons football. We do this a lot. The pop-up podcast last night could have found something else to do, but sure enough, wanted to go live talking Falcons football here because we missed the Wednesday show. Then we switched over to For My ATO Sports on T-Will's channel and talked some additional Falcons football in overtime. So it was actually a good time to, sit back and chat it up with all the fans, whether you're an old fan of One Time for the Fan, an old supporter, or if you're a current new supporter of One Time for the Fan, we are here to always welcome you all to this platform so you guys can bring your thoughts and your insights and your ideas about the Atlanta Falcons, what you guys think about the team, and of course, everything else that goes with it. So welcome to One Time for the Fans. We get ready to start this show. Man, the chat is just live and the chat is lit. I just love you all for being here this morning. Might even have a special guest or two join us, so we'll see if they'll be able to pop in and just talk some Falcons football with us. Of course, for you all that knows the show, we don't bash the organization, we don't bash the team. We crack a couple jokes here and there, but it's all in good faith. But we also have a lot of player family, like we mentioned. We also have some people within the organization that have seen the podcast and have told us they do enjoy listening to what they hear. So the same things that we talk about on this show is usually the same things that they talk about behind the scenes in the war room at Flowery Branch or in the war room at Mercedes-Benz whenever they're sitting in the offices going about their day with their due diligence and so forth. So big shout out to everybody that's here. Ike Solid said, good fellas, always good Falcons content. Big shout out to Ike Solid. He said, y'all should start letting fans come up and speak, just moderate it. We've done that in the past too as well. That is an idea that definitely we are opening back up. And it's funny how you say that, Ike Solid, because we talked about that behind the scenes. Carrie knows about it. Big shout out to Miss Carrie, One Time for the Fan. Bodie 3000. Big shout out to Bodie for proof that crew. We've had Falcons fan talks where the podcast is dedicated to fans to come on to the show and talk Falcons football with us. First time content creators and podcasters, fans from all walks of life. But we would definitely be open to doing that. And we talked about it the other day where, we're just going to dedicate some shows coming up in the off season. That's the good thing about the off season, because we have all this time to spend together to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. So I guarantee you that, yes, we will be having some shows come up to where we possibly will drop the link in the chat, or we might tell you guys, send us a private message, and then we'll send you guys back an invite so you guys can come up here and talk Falcons. But yes, Ike Solid, man, that is something that we did talk about. I'm glad you mentioned it because, like I said, if the fans mention it, we mention it. That's why it's one time for the fan, T. Will. It's from the fan, it's for the fan, and you guys can relate because we're all fans. Lisa Shepard said, "Hey fellas, big shout out to Lisa Shepard here in the chat. Lisa Shepard, who has been on our podcast about 2 or 3 times, and Lisa knows too as well. When we did our draft show in the previous years." Hitting Lisa up and say, Lisa, where are you going to be at for the draft show? Oh, I'm at Mercedes Benz. All right, bet. So we're going to have a big show. We're going to send you the link. If you can just drop in from Mercedes Benz and just let us know what is going on, what's the environment like, how the fans are looking out there, just give us the vibes. Lisa was so nice enough to do that for the past 2 years. This year is a little bit different with the draft show, T. Will, because the Falcons do not have a first round pick. So we're probably planning a day 2 type of thing because we know that Ian's going to hit the ground running on day 2. Now, randomly, if it happens, 2 nights before, or the week before that the Falcons are getting ready to trade X, Y, and Z or move up into the first round, then it's looking like, yeah, we're going to be going live. And that's the good thing about having a podcast of your own because we can do whatever we want when we want. So big shout out to everybody here. DSGB Hall says, when is Rick going to be on the show? DSGB already cracking jokes. I had a question for you, DSGB Hawes. I know you gather your feathers to make another costume for, our good friend. Are you going to bring that to the stadium week 1, or are you going to ship it to the courthouse so that way they can? We'll take care of that in just a minute. That's an inside joke for DSGB Hall. He understands it. I give y'all the vibes from Pittsburgh. That means Lisa Shepard is going to be on the ground in Pittsburgh, and T. Will. She's kind of like our one time for the fan offhand correspondent, right? She always goes out to different areas and different places around the city, or of course draft night and so on, to where we send Lisa the link, she shows up. So I'd love to see T. Will how the vibe is in Pittsburgh. I'm sure we wouldn't have a problem.
She in the city,
right. Wouldn't have a problem with that. So that would be great.
Hey man, Lisa is a Falcons fan, and Lisa goes to a lot of the events, and Lisa knows a lot of people, man. Lisa is hey, she's just an outstanding person.
Yeah,
quick story about her. There was this fan that I don't know what I think he came in from Canada, and all he wanted to do was to meet Bijan. Like, he talked about this for 20, 25, 30 minutes, whatever. And Lisa overheard it and reached out to some folks that she knew, and she made it happen. So it's just a dynamic person, man, and definitely love Lisa and love what she's about. So,
you know what? And it's great to have people like Lisa. I remember the time Craig hit me up and asked me, could I get him a job over there at the local Wendy's? And I was over there
wow.
Getting my food. And sure enough, I seen one of the cooks I went to high school with. And I was like, hey, man, you guys need an extra cook? Because my guy Craig, man, he's really good on chicken nuggets and he's really good on sandwiches. So if you guys need an extra guy to...
the nuggets. You know what, Jack? Craig is going to come after you, and you're going to deserve it. So just be ready.
Well, it's 10/22 right now, March the 20th, and looking at my email, he is 3 days behind on his payment arrangement for his Verizon wireless. So,
wow.
Craig, if you want to take care of that first before you jump in here, you just want to make sure everything will be good. So
I got nothing to do with that, Craig. I don't want the smoke. That's all Jack Spade, so it's not me.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button, man. John Person in the chat. And feel free, Falcon fans, to ask your questions about the team, the organization, questions about what me and T will think about the roster, free agency, Ian Cunningham. We can go all around the spectrum here when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons. John Person has a question here. He says, hey, Jack. Oh, should I do it in his Memphis voice? Hey, Jack, man. Y'all, man. Yo, hey, look here, dog.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Jack, y'all doing a meet and greet this summer? You know we always have something planned. And it's not just a one-time for the fan thing. It's usually a content creator thing. It's usually a Falcons community podcaster type of thing. Bigelow Country Sports has done a great job in the past of putting together some really cool meet and greets, and of course, including us and other content creators. I can let you know that Big Low Country Sports, with the way the weather's looking this year, he's going to be pretty slammed because the cars keep lining up. I keep finding more clients for him.
Oh wow!
And with this new detailing job that Big Low Country Sports has, I'm sure he's going to get the best of some of these clients out the way, because we're all going to Spain this year, and Big Low Country is trying to pay for that trip. So big shout out to Big Low Country. Matter of fact, I got 3 in the driveway right now. My neighbor got 2 lined up, so that's 5 for today. Text him last night, told him make sure you're out early because the sun's going to be up today. So big shout out to Big Low Country. But yeah, I think we're going to be planning a meet and greet this summer. And of course, there's some fans that did reach out to me. Well, not only a fan, but a DJ, well-known DJ, reached out to me about doing something in Spain. I've thought about it. We're going to see how it's going to look this year. International. If you guys went to England a couple years ago, we had a nice event too as well for the fans that went to England. Of course, back then, I was with the Rise Up tour and everything, what they had going on. Big shout to the tour, big shout to what they have happening this year. This year is a little bit differently. So if I decide to do something over there in Spain, I definitely will let you all know. Being at those Hawks games, T. Will, especially on the court side, you do meet a lot of people who's very interested in being a part of these type of things, from entertainers and DJs and musicians, everybody across the city. And of course, when you have people like 21 Carry, who can also give you your support too as well.
Carry, baby.
It's a beautiful thing. So big shout out to 21 Carry. Speaking of 21, Lotto just announced yesterday she's having a baby. She's prego.
Okay, who is the married man's baby daddy that everybody's saying that's the baby daddy?
That's 21 Savage.
Really?
I mean, unless
I'm
it's
living under a rock. I didn't
allegedly.
know that's
what people's been talking about in the city. It's an Atlanta thing, but it's looking like 21 seems to be the daddy.
Yeah, I saw she's getting a lot of hate online for, they said she's glamorizing having a kid by a married man with 3 kids. So
there's this, thing around the world where people look up to people like that. And of course, they'd be like, hey, that's the relationship goals, I guess what it is, Then on the other hand, you got the Bachelorette situation where they filmed the whole entire season, and TMZ dropped the video of the girl beating up her boyfriend, and now they had to cancel the season.
Yeah,
so it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. But yeah, a lot going on in the city, outside the city. I don't know too much about it. I ain't speaking on it, but if it's 21's child, congratulations to you, 21. Congratulations to Lotto. Lotto's a well-known artist here in the city, so big shout out to Lotto. I'm guessing for her being in the city so long, she's a Falcon fan too, so it kind of relates to the Falcon fans in a way. But yeah, John Person, we'll get to that when it's time to. But I'm sure we're going to be planning something for this summer. We got to do it when Carrie comes up here too as well. We don't want to do it away from Carrie.
Training camp.
Training camp is usually when we have the meet and greets. Usually it's something after practice. Last time Carrie came up, she wanted to get something to eat. She wanted to hang out. We went over to Culver's,
right,
which is not too far from the facility. So hopefully this year we'll be able to do something similar to that as well. Go to Culver's, go to Longhorn, or we might just take it to Diesel Tap House. We might take it to T. Will's favorite restaurant, Hooters. You never know.
Hooters, love me some.
We planned one last year at Hooters, T. Will. Sure enough, the power was out. As we pull up to Hooters, we're standing in the parking lot. Mike Bell pulls up. Big shout out to Mike Bell. Carl Dukes then pulls up. Mike Conti then pulls up. The whole 92.9 crew was getting ready to do their show around like 2-3 p.m. at that hour. And of course, for us, we was preparing to have our hangout meet and greet. That time didn't work out. We planned it for a following week, which we had a very good turnout. We had some people from the Falcons staff show up and drop off some gifts as
Jack,
well.
You gotta go back to Hooters, man. What a time we had. Shout out to Mike Bell.
Yeah, man.
Mike Conti and Carl Dukes. Let me tell you something. Mike Bell is hilarious. I got a chance to sit with them for about 45 minutes, and we're just talking Braves, Hawks, Falcons, legendary stories that I'll never give up. But what a great guy. Just so much fun, man. And we sat there, and I found out something interesting about Jack. Jack cannot have burgers without fries.
You remember that?
Because that's how sedity. What's the word, you young? That's how bougie Jack is. He cannot have burgers without fries. Okay.
And also not have steak without it being well done.
That's right.
Hold on, Carrie. Carrie,
he's gotta have his steak burnt. Okay.
So hold on, y'all. Y'all used to give me hell for the well done steak situation.
We still do that. We still do.
I'm telling you right now, before we get to this Falcons football, I have been changed. I'm a changed man. I love well done steak. I've ate it for years. I have no problem with it. But of course, I will go do a medium well every now and then when I go to, some of these, restaurants here in the city. Previously, I've had, some medium well steaks, which are actually pretty good. When I go down to the Hawks game too, as well, they have steaks out there inside the club. So of course, I don't ask them, hey, can you put it back on the grill? Man, these are well done. Nah, I've eaten it medium well, so it's not a problem.
Are you sure you're not capitulating to backlash?
I think friendly bullying works.
The friendly bullying.
Are you not capitulating to our disgust?
I do things to make sure I impress Carrie. I want to make sure Carrie knows.
Okay.
I never want to be on her bad side. I never want to be on her side of she wakes up and plans these jokes and these roasts for me.
But guys, in all seriousness, I joined the podcast to see how y'all are doing on this Falcons Friday, but I also wanted to send condolences to Chuck Norris's family. Just was breaking news while you guys went live that he has passed away. So
what?
Yes, rest in peace to Chuck Norris.
Not Chuck Norris, man.
He's an icon, so that's
Oh man, I love me some Chuck Norris.
Me too.
All those Chuck Norris jokes or whatever, how badass. I love me some Chuck Norris, man.
Wow.
Dang it, man.
At the age of 86 years old.
I mean, still, man, that's Chuck Norris.
Walker, Texas Ranger, man. Grew up on Chuck Norris.
Me too.
Grew up watching a lot of those shows. Man.
Chuck Norris, man. Dang it.
Hey, thoughts and prayers definitely go up.
Definitely.
To his family. It's not a Falcon thing right here when we're talking about Chuck Norris, but this guy has been a legend in the game for a long time when it comes to the industry. T-Will, former ATO movies, I'm sure you probably mentioned something or some movie along the lines of where Chuck Norris has been on the set of or been around or has good friends and family who's worked on these type of films. But Chuck Norris is a solid guy, man. So big shout out to the Norris family. That's definitely disappointing to hear this type of news on Falcons Friday. Wow, I did not. Wow, that is wild. I think there was
man. That's wow, man.
I know TMZ reported something about him being hospitalized in Hawaii recently. I didn't know it was going to get to this level, but man, thoughts and prayers go out to the Chuck Norris and his family. Chuck Norris.
If anybody has a chance, you can go to his Instagram, and his family wrote a really nice, 3-paragraph message on his behalf when they announced he passed away. So very beautiful message. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to his family. Rest in peace to an icon.
That is crazy, man.
That's wild. That's crazy. Moving forward here on One Time for the Fan, but once again, thoughts, prayers, condolences go out to the family. Everybody.
Hey, what's your favorite? I know we're moving on, but what's your favorite Chuck Norris movie or TV show?
Carrie, you want to go first, and the ladies first? Carrie, you there?
Carrie?
Sorry, guys, I was on mute. Sorry, I was on mute because I'm making coffee, so my bad. Sorry about that. Jack, please go first. Loud.
There was a movie. Otherwise, in Walker, Texas Ranger, there was a movie that used to be on Disney. Was it on Disney?
Sidekicks, maybe.
Sidekicks is one.
Yeah.
I think he recently did. Was it The Expendables with what's his name? Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, in 2012 he did.
Sylvester Stallone and those actors too as well. So that would be my type of Chuck Norris films to watch.
My favorite is Lone Wolf McQuade.
Sheesh.
Way back in 1983, Chuck Norris is this badass dude, man. Oh, I can't believe that, man. That just hurt my heart. I love me some Chuck Norris, man. I am a secret fan of karate flicks, but most of them, from back in the day. You know what I mean? Most of y'all are not old enough to remember that on Channel 69, okay, on Saturday morning, it was Kung Fu Theater, okay? And it was Kung Fu Theater equipped with the edits, where you could tell they weren't speaking English because the words and like the sequencing just didn't match.
Right.
Similar to those Japanese films, I'm guessing.
Man, I used to love it, and I love me some Chuck Norris, and that hurt, man. I just can't believe it. But if y'all get a chance, Lone Wolf McQuade, I think David Carradine was in that movie as well. It came out in 1983. Love me some Chuck Norris. That's one of my favorites.
T-Will had hair back then, Carrie. Carrie, what's your favorite Chuck Norris?
I sure did.
I gotta check on my dad, man, and let him know the news if he hasn't already seen it, because he loves Chuck Norris. Honestly, I used to watch Chuck Norris as a kid, like you said. Jag Walker, Texas Ranger was like a show we watched together when I was younger. But I think if I had to pick a movie, the first one that came to my mind that I remember watching with my dad is Missing in Action. I don't know.
Missing in Action.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. My dad loves it. Well, my dad loves anything war related. Like comes from, my grandpa was in the military in the army, so anything like Vietnam War. That's, my grandpa served during that time, so it's like that movie. He really loved, and that's the one that I have memories watching with my dad. So I'll pick that one.
Chat, favorite Chuck Norris film. Chat, favorite Chuck Norris TV show. As we pay our respects here to Chuck Norris quickly here on One Time for the Fans. Sad news to hear about him passing away.
Another one, Jack, is Eye for an Eye.
Eye for an Eye.
That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. I gotta call my cousin Pete.
Go ahead and drop your comments in the chat about your favorite Chuck Norris movie, favorite Chuck Norris TV show, film. It could even be a commercial. I've seen some commercials with Chuck Norris too as well from a while back, and it's just sad to see or hear about this information for today. But as we keep moving forward here on One Time for the Fan, Lisa Shepard's in the chat. Well, how about them Hawks? Them Hawks are rolling.
Let's go. 6-seed Hawks.
6-seed Hawks with the Magic and the Heat. Carrie, they lost.
Both losing last night. Let's go.
So now the Hawks have to play a very tough matchup coming up here shortly. They play the Houston Rockets. They play Slim Reaper out there in Houston. I know Yuri's out there in Houston for the game too as well. He was at the Dallas Mavericks Hawks game the other night in Dallas. Yuri's on the move, so big shout out to VIP Yuri. I'm sure he might be checking in here shortly. If you look at the Hawks schedule, Orlando, Heat, these guys have a tough schedule coming up. So if the Hawks can continue on track and continue rolling the way they are, we definitely know they're going to the playoffs, but they could place themselves in the seed that they want to be in, getting away from that play-in spot. And, big shout out to the Hawks. Quinn Snyder, Jalen Johnson, Jonathan Kuminga, Gabe Vincent. The trade that they made after they got rid of Desmond Ridder's little brother, after they got rid of him, they made a decision to, move forward and get these W's.
I am not.
Big shout out to Lisa Shepard in the chat too. What I do, T-Will? What I do?
You are not going to call Trae Young Desmond Ridder's little brother.
Who said that? Who said that?
You did.
When?
You did. You said
what?
After they got rid of Desmond Ridder's little brother. We know you talking about, Jack.
Carrie, I said that.
You did. You said
You've been waiting to say that.
You said it. Trae Young hater.
Smooth C's in the chat. Ray 50's in the chat. Lisa Shepard says she's at the game tomorrow. Ray 50 spades, eating well done steaks. Might as well chew leather. God. Jeez. Gosh.
Oh my goodness.
But guys, I'm also trying to figure out, I don't know if you saw, but Bijan and Kyle Pitts are in Italy together, and I'm trying to figure out, like, do my FBI research, trying to figure out what's going on in Italy. Are they just hanging out together, or there's some kind of event going on? I
Don't
tried
want
to
to
look it up,
say.
I didn't find anything.
Don't want to say.
What do you
Well, I
mean
mean
you
a
don't
public
want to
event that you
say?
could say. Is there a public
Well,
event?
what
I
do you
tried
mean you
Googling
don't
it.
want to say? What are you, Jack Spade Insider?
He got
Jack
his per
I'm
Spade
not the
source.
insider, but
Falcons
Got the per
Insider.
source going. What is it?
don't want to just drop the per source. You know what I'm saying? I have an interesting golf matchup coming up with a good close friend of Kyle Pitt's team. So we chat from time to time.
Okay. Well, I don't want
But
you to give out any
let's just say they're on
information that you
vacation. They're on
can't.
vacation. They're on
Yeah, okay,
vacation.
they're on vacation. Okay, yeah, because I'm like, okay, why are they traveling together? And so I tried to Google like any major events, sports related or just regular
Carrie
events
doing
going
her
on in it.
FBI
I
investigation.
do.
Oh
I
gosh.
do. And I didn't find it. So I'm like, wow, they're really just hanging out like friends. I didn't know they hang out like that. So that's
They
cool.
do. That's the thing I was trying to let people know about the Kyle Pitts situation. He's not only a weapon on the field, but off the field, he has a very good relationship with Bijan Robinson, very good friendship with him, friendship with Michael Penix. And like I said, he's not a locker room cancer type of guy. He definitely is a guy that goes out there and gets the job done. I think he's turning 24, 25. I think he's turning 25 this
He's
year.
still very young.
Still very young. Of course, Bijan Robinson, still very young too as well. Michael Penix. These guys are possibly the future of the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to what we can get done on and off the field here, because we do have the money, as we mentioned last night. If you want to make 3 flashy, splashy moves in the offseason next year, you can, or if you want to do it this year in July,
You mean to tell me we're gonna be balling next year, right?
you're going to be balling to a point where Drake's getting paid. We
Them
know that.
taxes hitting.
Bijan's getting paid. We know that. But you also have the money to go pay Kyle Pitts too. It's possible you can get all 3 of these done if you want to keep the big 3, as they say, like they do in basketball, the big 3 together.
I think they really need to. I know I put it in T. Will's head that Kyle Pitts could very possibly be traded, which I still think that is a possibility draft night if they get a good enough offer. But I just feel they won't necessarily get a good enough offer because of, last season, yes, he had second team all pro season, but the consistency's not there. So I do think somebody's going to try to lowball. And for me, I'm just hoping that he stays in Atlanta because the more weapons, the better.
Right.
And I'm sorry, we're not letting Drake walk.
No, that's not
Respectfully,
happening.
Ray Fitty, there's just absolute. I'm just very surprised that I've seen a few people say that, and for me, it's like he's our only. I mean, now we've signed 2 receivers, but respectfully, he's the only one that has been in Atlanta Falcons uniform that's currently on the roster, right? And that we've seen their production on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like there's absolutely no way you let him walk. I don't know.
We need weapons. We have to move the chains.
Right.
Respectfully, Austin Hooper is not first 4-year Austin Hooper.
Right.
And Charlie Warner is not moving the chains for 1,000 yards this year. Of course, you guys saw yesterday, Teagan Quentin Tarrell, our other tight end, just signed with the Cardinals. So right now we are down to, I'm going to pull up the unofficial depth chart that Scott Karasic puts together. Karasic like Jurassic.
Thank you.
I'm going to put that out there in just a minute here, but it's looking like Charlie Warner and Josh Simon, however they're going to work him in, if he's going to be your practice squad guy or if he gets a chance to make the team. Kyle Pitts too as well. Could they go sign David Njoku? It's possible. Could they sign another tight end? It's very much so possible. You do have to have bodies. What happened, T-Will?
Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith. You do have to have bodies in the building when it comes to camp, when it comes to 90 players, trying to trim the roster down to 53. So do they keep 2 tight ends going into training camp? Possibly not. They're probably going to bring another 2 or 3 more in. That fans are going to say, oh, he can make the team. What does I got to watch for? You got to watch for this guy. It happens with all positions because you have to get up to 90 people before you start trimming the roster down to 53. So big shout out to Raymond Collins. He's big on the well done steak to Carrie. So if you want to roast anybody, get on Raymond Collins.
What up, Raymond?
Hi, Raymond.
Nando Barrington's in the chat. Panel in the chat.
Hi, Raven.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Hi, Raven.
Oh, yeah, Carrie, I'm so disappointed in you. I love that. I love that from Carrie. Carrie deserves a wow for the morning.
Someone check on his Raymond's jaws from all that chewing, please.
Oh,
Hi, Raven.
out here.
I'm just playing. I only give Jack a hard time for chewing well done steak till his jaws hurt. That's
Carrie
it.
only says,
Everybody
"Oh
else
wow,
is
that's
safe.
tough." Carrie only says that because she put me on Culver's, so she knows she got something. She got a one up on me. Right now.
Culver's is the bomb. I'm sorry. I will not take any Culver's slander. If anybody doesn't like Culver's in the
He is
chat,
not having it.
it's so good. Honestly.
Also, away from Falcon news, T-Will, this is a music report news for you right here.
Okay.
Jay-Z will be performing July 25th and July 30th in New York. Just announced this morning that he will be headlining the Roots Festival, playing with the Roots. Jay-Z.
What?
So Jay-Z seems like he's back.
I thought he was canceled. That's cool.
Well, it seems like he's back in the game. People are expecting new music and a new album from Jay. Knowing that he has
can be canceled. I'm just
Wait, what was that?
So I don't know that billionaires can be canceled.
They should be. If no, I'm
Carrie's wow. Carrie's I got time for all that.
Carrie in the
it's
building.
all allegations, okay? It's all allegations, but
21 Carrie in the building.
I mean, all I'm saying, guys, if you do a deep dive into this Epstein stuff, like
wow. Are we supposed to go there on the channel, Carrie?
I'm so sorry.
Probably not now.
Carrie.
Now we can't advertise this show because it'll get we won't. Thanks,
gosh.
Carrie. Thanks a lot.
There goes the State Farm deal, Carrie. There goes the State Farm deal.
Carrie.
Why are they associated with the specific person as well?
No, Carrie. We're trying to advance, Carrie. We're trying to blow up. You can't do that and talk about
Carrie.
real world stuff.
You know those Floridians, T-Will. They can say whatever they want.
Oh, they just say whatever they feel.
I'm sorry. All I said was.
And now she's gonna double down on it.
All I'm saying is that a lot of billionaires are associated with that E word. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but you don't say it on the show. You say it after the show when we're talking amongst ourselves, and we can talk trash about whoever we want to talk about.
I'm not talking trash about Jay-Z, by the way. I respect him.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
I highly respect him, and I very much so think he's.
There goes the Grammy 10, invite, T-Will. There goes the Super Bowl performance at halftime invite.
I'm sorry.
Everybody but one time for the fan can
They're going to cue those keywords when it comes to inviting us to the Super Bowl. They're going to put those keywords up.
I don't think he's performing at the Super Bowl, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. They don't even have a performer for next
year.
You hear
how she said that? I don't think he's performing it.
But all that to say, no, I don't want it to get misconstrued. I highly respect him and what his body of work. I do think he's a top 10 rapper. Somebody might argue top 5 rapper of all time. He is in my top 10 personally. And I'm just saying, like, when you mention billionaires, though, man, some billionaires,
there's a lot of
have a point. She has a
sneaky
point.
stuff going on.
I wish I didn't deep dive into all that stuff. That's all I'm saying.
No,
there is a 30-year.
It's okay. We still love you.
I believe it's a 30-year anniversary for Reasonable Doubt, so that's why he's probably getting ready to do this upcoming performance. But that's just hip hop news.
Investigator.
Oh yeah, Carrie. We love Carrie here on One Time for the Fan. Also, breaking news from the NFL. NFL, one of their insiders, one of their writers, by the name of Eric Edholm.
I thought you were going to say Eric Parker.
Sheesh.
For half a second, I was like, what the hell?
Right.
Eric Parker, if you're working for the NFL, let us know. We need Super Bowl tickets. Power rankings were dropped this morning from one of their lead writers at NFL Network. Falcons sit at 22 in the NFL for the power rankings going through the free agency. The writer goes on to say the Falcons are going with the all-lefty injury-prone duo of Michael Penix and Tua at quarterback. There's obviously some risk to this plan. Counting on just one of those two QBs to play a whole season uninterrupted would be tough, given that it's only happened once in 2023 when Tua Tagovailoa made 17 starts. The possibility that both will stay upright feels even more remote. Franchise tagging Kyle Pitts kept him locked down, but Atlanta ultimately lost more than it gained over the first week of free agency. That's a tough
Yikes.
reality for the team that lacks a first-round pick and currently just has 5 draft picks overall in the 2026 NFL Draft. And then he goes on to the criminal charges with James Pierce Jr. So he has them at 22, first in the league for the post-free agency power rankings. He has the Seahawks. 2, he has the Rams. 3, he has the Broncos. 4, he has the Bills. 5, he has the 49ers. 6, he has the Ravens. And 7, 8, 9, and 10, Patriots, Texans, Bears, Eagles. Should we be deep diving too much into this writer from NFL Network, or speaking about the Falcons being number 22 on the post free agency power rankings? Because there's still a lot of work to be done. But these journalists, like Eric Parker said, there's clickbait out there. There's a lot of things that people want you to get attention of and try to put out there on the podcast and retweet. And as you can see from the comments on this post, a lot of people are talking a lot of smack about it. T-Will, sitting at 22 from this NFL writer, are we worried about that right now?
I'm not. I mean, I really don't care. The only rankings I care about are at the end when the winner hoists the Super Bowl trophy, because nothing else matters. So I really don't care what some NFL analyst says on March the 20th. Who cares?
Carrie, are you dialed in on what the NFL analyst is saying, that the Falcons are 22 in the power rankings? They didn't have a really good free agency so far. He's worried about the quarterback situation, James Pierce situation, and not having a first-round pick.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. Taking off my Falcons glasses, my, rosy red colored glasses, that's tough, honestly. I'm a diehard Falcons fan, but what would be your rebuttal to that? I think we raised our floor. We added depth, something that the last regime failed to do often. If one starter went down, you're screwed. So I like that we're raising our floor and we're adding depth all across the board to kind of prevent that from happening again.
Right.
It is very early, to T. Will's point, but this is just power rankings based off of free agency moves so far. Very early prediction of power rankings. I don't think that's that far off, to be honest. I mean, where would you put our Falcons if you were making the ranking? Right in the middle? I don't think you can really go higher than 15. So 22. I mean, between 15, 22. I don't think that's disrespectful, in my opinion, because to their point, no first round pick, so you're not getting a star in the first round. That's kind of a blow. The JPJ thing, we're hoping that it's just a suspension. He's, but we still don't know. That's an unknown. That's 10.5 sacks you lose.
Still,
So
off-season news we
first-round
did not
pick.
want to hear either.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, and we didn't have a lot of money to make splashy moves. So from the outside looking in, like, we haven't made any major big signings. It's all been depth signings, so I get it. And for me, the most major thing that they touched on was the quarterback
The Tua,
situation.
yeah.
We all talk about the quarterback being the most important position on the field, and to that point, Tua's only played one full season. He's been in the league, going 6 years now, and he's only played one full season. I mean, 2 years ago, they thought he was possibly going to retire from the NFL. He has a history of head injuries, so, and then Penix, we already know, he's recovering from the knee injury. So it's like maybe we can get one to play half the season, one to play the other half.
Sheesh. The Carrie's in here.
The way I see it is
How
that
do you
number
see it,
one,
Jewel?
there are intangibles that we cannot quantify, right? You could make an argument that last year's team and the year before last year's team should have won 10 or 11 games if
Right.
for poor coaching and mismanagement. Okay. And
Right.
you basically have that core, right?
Mhm.
And you've got a coaching staff that has experience and knows what they're doing. You have arguably the best offensive line coach to ever live, right?
Right.
You've got 4 guys on this staff with offensive coordinator experience. This ain't the same regime. So the point is they should be able to get more out of what we have. Even though we lost some guys, cool, great. You know what? We're going to raise the floor because that was clearly something the previous regime didn't worry about. They were too worried about legacy. and building something before they really built it. In other words, let me
Mm.
go ahead and build this tree before I win a game, because I want this altar built unto me. And it is what it is. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm simply
Shots
saying,
fired.
No, you just
thank you.
attacked them.
No, I'm
You
not
just
I'm
didn't
attacking.
say
not
it
the only one
respectfully.
on my 21 today.
But
Right, right. I heard that. Heard it
but
too.
the bottom line
Chat, we see y'all.
is
Chat. Mhm.
there are intangibles that you can't quantify looking at this from the outside. You don't know how this
Right.
Falcons team is going to gel. When I say you, I mean you understood. I'm not singling anybody out. We don't know. That's a better way of saying it. We don't know how this Falcons team is going to gel. We don't know
Great
if these
point.
coaches are going to light a fire under somebody, and that guy that got 5 sacks last year will get 10 this year, and the guy next to him who got 3 will get 6, and there's a culminating effect that raises the performance of everyone, because
I
this is not a regime that's just going to, oh, yay, yay.
but
No,
I
I think
have
they're going to
to
hold some
I
folks
have
accountable.
to say
Go ahead.
something to that. There's two sides of the coin. It could also go the other way because
It
to your
could.
point, T Will, it's all a question mark. First year in this new regime,
Yep.
So obviously we really want it to go well. Obviously, we're Falcons fans, diehard fans. We want them to win. So we're gonna hope that they, hit the ground running year one. But I do think year one they're gonna get some grace. As far as with Matt Ryan and Arthur Blank. I think they're gonna get some grace, but I think from the outside looking in, as far as the NFL analyst goes, is like we wanted to, that it's all questionable, but we hoping it's gonna go well. But at the same time, it's all questionable. So that's I think why they say 22 because
I get
it's
it.
The good thing
But I'm
about
new
it
just
here at
saying,
one
staff.
I'm
time.
saying you can't assign a numeric value to it. A, you don't have all the pieces, and B, you don't know how this team is going to gel. I'm saying there's no way you can rank any team right now on March the 20th, because, and when I say you
Well,
again,
The
I don't
lead
mean
writer
I
from
don't
the
mean you
NFL looks like
personally.
he had a job to do, T Will, and he
No, I
had to put
get
it
it.
out
but they do
I'm
before
leave
not.
all the
I'm
time
not.
12
though.
o'clock today.
I'm
So he
not.
put
I'm
it out
not
this
coming
morning.
at the guy, but I'm simply saying it's worthless.
No, I got you. I got
Right.
you.
It's
That's
just the
like
early
that's like me
rankings
giving
based
you
on
a $3 bill. It's worthless
We
on
all
March
agree. We
20th.
all
It's
agree.
I give it that much, right?
Let's
right.
catch up with the chat because the chat is live. Chat is lit. Nando Barrington, he had a question here. I kept it on the screen for a minute because one time for the fans, from the fan, for the fan. We invite everybody. We include everyone to be a part of the show, to give us your thoughts, to give us your questions, to talk to the chat, talk amongst each other. As you can see in the description, you guys are gonna eat and sleep and breathe Falcons football. You're gonna do it in this chat right here with other Falcon fans that you can respect too as well. Nando Barrington, Kerry, we'll start with you. Quick hot take on this question here. Panel and chat, do you think that the floor to our ball club for us is to make the playoffs, barring injury, to these newly signed players that are coming off of an injury?
Miss Carey.
She's getting her facts and her notes. Kerry likes to.
No, sorry, I didn't realize I was on mute. Personally, for me, the floor is the playoffs because hello, we're in this terrible drought. I think what's second longest in the league, which is
Mm-hmm.
disgusting. So for me personally, my expectation is the floor is the playoffs, but for taking off those Falcons glasses, I don't think that the floor is going to be the playoffs for them. I think I mean, as far as like you think, oh, if Kevin Stefanski doesn't make the playoffs year one, he's fired. No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna, they're trying to build for the future. They understand the situation at hand. Questions at quarterback, which is the biggest position on the field. Both of them have injury concerns. First year in the regime, everybody needs to learn the scheme outside of the defensive side of the ball. I mean, you got a new GM, new OC, new special teams, new head coach. I don't think the floor, as far as their expectations from like the ownership, is going to be playoffs. They all obviously want playoffs, but I don't think like, oh, this is a make it or break it year. I think maybe next year will be because next year you're going to have more money, you're going to be in year two of the scheme, which usually means growth, and then everyone's more comfortable in the scheme and they've learned the scheme. But for me this year, honestly, I think is all gonna all be about the quarterback, honestly. For ownership and for the GM, it's all about we need to solidify this quarterback position.
It's big.
Um,
That's right.
is Michael Penix our future quarterback? This is his make or break a year, in my opinion.
That's right.
And Penix is only on a 1 year deal, also has injury concerns. So it's like, okay, are we going to extend this guy? If he balls out and he actually stays healthy and plays a full season for the second time in his career, maybe they'll extend him. Um, if not, you got to start thinking about 2027 draft and drafting your future franchise guy. So for
Say it,
me,
Carrie. Say the
yeah,
name.
no,
Say
I'm
the
not saying
name,
the
Carrie.
name. I'm not saying
Say
I
his
I
name.
want
It rhymes
playoffs,
with.
but no, I'm not saying the
Oh no, I'm
name
just playing.
because I'm hoping we aren't drafting a quarterback in 2027. You guys know I really want Penix to be the guy. We already
Right.
drafted him with an eighth overall pick. I feel like he hasn't had his like a full fair chance under the last regime. So I do hope that he works out for us because I don't want to start over. I mean, we've been in quarterback hell for how long now since Matt Ryan left? So I really would like that position to be solidified. So for me, I think the expectations under this new coaching staff, as far as like, ownership goes, is hey, build those relationships on and off the field with your players, let them learn the scheme, get things figured out as far as players go and what you're doing on in the field, and then solidify that quarterback position. What who is going to be our guy of this franchise? So I think that's their main concern. Um, and obviously, you want to make the playoffs. As a fan,
Right.
like that's definitely what you want. But I don't think this year, if they don't make the playoffs, they're fired. No, absolutely not.
No, no. And much respect to Nano Barrington for the question in the chat. Georgia, Texas boys in the chat. Smooth C, Raymond Collins, Rosie's in the chat. Lisa Shepard, DSGB Hall. So many Falcon fans are in here. Georgia, Texas boy has his podcast. Make sure you guys head over there and check out Georgia, Texas boy. T-Will, we got to get Georgia, Texas boy on the podcast. He's been in the
Gotta
chat
do
for
it.
a while. He's
Gotta do
talked
it.
Falcons football with us for a while. It's the off season. Georgia, Texas boy, this invite is to you, sir. We got to get you on the podcast because I heard you the other day with Cowboy over there talking. We got to get you on, man. Talk some Falcons football with you. T. Will, are you letting Drake London walk?
I am not letting Drake London walk. Again, there's that word intangibles. And one thing about Drake, if it's a 50-50 ball, it's a 90% chance that he's coming down with it. See what I did there? I know. Drake is a fighter, right? Drake is the kind of guy, if it's him against any cornerback, I'm going with Drake because he's going to find a way to come down with that ball. And you can't teach that. You cannot teach killer instinct.
Well, I'm sorry. I just have to say, I am literally scarred from Raheem Morris. Thank you, Raheem, because anytime someone says find a way, I literally
Oh
think of him.
wow!
It is such a
Oh,
problem.
Oh
The
wow!
on Monday
wow.
night show, I'm so glad you guys didn't notice it, T-Will, you and Eric, because I said find a way, and I was like, and right immediately in my head, I'm like, oh my goodness, I
You
can't say
cringed.
that now.
You're
Yes.
like, oh.
And I just heard you say it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't not think of Raheem.
Yeah.
Letting
It's
letting
so
Yeah.
go of
bad. I'm
Drake,
sorry.
respectfully, T. Will is a reset on a whole different level. You let go of Drake London at this point in his career, teams would be that. Here comes your first round pick. Now here comes two or three. Here comes multiple first round picks for a guy like Drake London.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't
Drake
let
has balled out, man. He's went crazy since he's been here in the NFL. Fans were not too happy about the Drake London move coming from USC. I remember we had Carlo Jimenez here on the channel, T-Will, before you joined. We had a guy named Carlo Jimenez who was with USC Radio, who covered Drake London for a couple years being at USC. Big shout out to Carlo. I'd love to get him back on the show. I reached out to him a long time ago when he was on Twitter. Carlo is now one of the in-game announcers for the LA Clippers. So he's moved on to big things right now. So big shout out to Carlo Jimenez. He joined us on the show when Drake got drafted, and we just wanted to get a quick insight about Drake. And he was like, Drake is a locker room guy. He's a guy that's going to go, get whatever the Falcons need in that receiving room. Drake's going to become that. And of course, Drake London over the years has definitely become the fan favorite of a lot of fans out here in not only the NFL if you play fantasy football, but a lot of fans here in Atlanta. You guys can see the Drake London jerseys flying off the shelves too as well. He's a nice, quiet guy. He can get fired up from time to time. But when it comes to playing receiver for what he does, Falcons continue to draft these guys to go out there and get their job done. And Drake London is one of those guys. Also, he has a very beautiful, amazing family too as well. Kerry, I don't know if you know, I think I talked to, met his family for a long time now. I've known them for quite some time. Big shout out to Dewan. Big shout out to Cynthia's mom and dad too as well. Big shout out to his sister. Big shout out to Sophia. Like he has, right? He's a quiet guy. Like he
On
gets
the field, he's not though, and I love it. He shows
he
passion.
he gets
he
fired
shows
when things
he
don't
gets
go his
fired
way,
up.
but he's not an AB type of guy. He's not a locker room
Right.
problem. But he is now the veteran in the locker room in that wide receiver room. Yes, Dotson might have been there a couple years before him. Olamide Zaccheaus has been there a couple years before him too as well. But Drake is the number one. And I think they're going to treat him like that. I think they're going to pay him like a number one. And we're going to be moving forward with Drake for the next couple of years here.
I
Would
mean,
be
if he's
totally
healthy,
shocked and
he's a
surprised.
he's a top 10 wide receiver in the league, and that's with the Falcons' glasses off. He's a top
Right.
10 receiver in this league when he's healthy and he plays a full season.
Right.
And he has
You
good
could
quarterback
argue,
play. Last year, did you guys
right?
see? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, come on now. So I don't understand why we would let him walk with the situation at hand. I just personally don't see why you would do that for draft picks and then to draft a question mark when you already have a proven guy. Absolutely not for me. No.
Right.
You could argue that with better quarterback play the last 5 years, he'd be number one or number two
Right.
as far as productivity.
It's difficult working with different OCs and different quarterbacks.
And
It totally is.
quarterbacks who are not, shall we say, up to par. I'll put it that way. And I'm not, obviously I'm taking out the last 2 years, but
21.
Sheesh.
Right.
Charles
Right.
West is in the chat too as well.
Yeah.
So what's good
So,
one time here at work?
I think Drake is a lot better than people give him credit for because, again, he played a year with Ritter. He played a year with
Heineke and Mariota.
Right. He played a year with what's his name?
Desmond Reader.
Backup for Washington.
Oh, Mariota.
Yeah, Mariota. So
Yeah.
And then again, he played another year with Desmond Ritter. So we just
Right.
want to get his point.
Correct.
But also to your point, T. Will, like last season, once Penix came in, he was like killing it as far as receiving yards, touchdowns. Like, I mean, that Patriots game. So he had the hat trick. I feel like you see when he has competent quarterback play, and not only that, but if you're gonna give Penix a fair shot this season, if he's the healthy starter, why would you take away his wide receiver one that he already has chemistry with, that you saw end of that last season, that he could be healthy and he can have a great connection with him? I don't understand why you would take that away personally.
Right. You want to add to, what Drake London has in that wide receiver room, getting a guy like Dotson too as well, who can stretch the field. He could be your deep zone, deep target, deep threat when it comes to, hey, look, we're going to get the ball down the field, 30, 40, 50 yards. And of course, if we have to run these small inside zone type of routes, we got Olamide Zaccheaus. I would love to see the Falcons, knowing that they brought a lot of the players, coaches down to University of Georgia. One of my good friends works with University of Georgia in the photography room, and he posted some stuff about Zachariah Branch, which I think Branch would be a good fit for the Atlanta Falcons, especially looking at this wide receiver room right now. Also, Chris Blair is back on the grind right now, getting in his off-season workouts. Of course, shout out to the Blair family. We're Team Blair over here too as well. He led the preseason in yards last year, but that was just the preseason. He was like a decoy for Raheem whenever he got into the game, which he only had like 2 game starts last year. But Chris Blair is a guy that you can look at too as well to help build your wide receiver room. I think he's came a long way when it comes to practice squads now, being possibly available to make a roster spot. Seeing that there's maybe 3 roster spots available for wide receiver. Chris Blair could be the guy that you call up. We got a celebrity in the chat, y'all. So make sure y'all head over to the Water Boys. Make sure y'all go check out B Rich and Playboy Trey. Big shout to Playboy Trey and the crew over there. You guys are doing a great job.
What up, Trey?
Out there.
Trey, I didn't even see that. What up, Trey? Hey, Trey was
putting off at
talking
Atlanta.
yesterday, Jack, about getting content creators together.
Really?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
So,
that's what it's about when it comes to
shout
talking
out to
Falcons.
Trey, man. Trey and I talk offline. Good dude, man. Very good dude.
Hold on, y'all talking offline? Hold on, T. Will. Now, if there's any contracts being talked about, we got don't. Hey, Playboy Trey. Hey, Trey. Hey, man. Look, Playboy. Hey, Trey. Now,
stop.
Hold on now, Trey.
It's nothing like that, man. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? So I'll reach out to him and be like, "Oh man, I love that away." We just, we have certain conversations, but I would say Trey is a friend and Trey's a good dude, man. But yesterday on his show, he mentioned Bigelow and Uncle Steve and pretty much everybody in our group. And he did mention getting together and have a content creator get together or whatever. So let's see if we can't make that happen, because he did reference it yesterday on the show. By the way, that was
when it comes to get-togethers, T-Will, when it comes to parties and all these type of things, T-Will, I mean, we've done it with some of the best out here in the city. Home games, away games.
Yeah.
Big shot to Playboy Trey. Big shot to the Water Boys, man. So keep providing the content the fans want to see, that the people want to hear. You guys are doing a great job over there. I know you guys had the homie Miles Garrett, the GOAT, on over there. Smitty was on the other day. Got a chance to check out that interview. Smitty was great. Bigelow Country Sports came in there looking like a celebrity. Get them damn glasses off, Bigelow Country. He coming in there with them damn sunglasses on, Country. Show them what you look like, Country.
What up, Low? What's going
Country
on?
They're looking like $1 million. Yeah, man. I want to let you know I'm from a little town called. All right, Country. You come over here and put them sunglasses on in our show. Watch how quick we remove you.
Hey, man. Hey, country can put whatever.
We absolutely, we are not removing.
We are not doing that. We just my man, Country.
He knows how to eat a proper steak. So
what in the world, Bo? What in the world, Bo? That's all I'm saying.
Hey, the one thing about Country, when you mention Bigelow's name, he might not, for some strange reason, I don't know if people tag him or people tell him that we're in here discussing Bigelow Country, but he randomly just pops up. Like, I wouldn't be surprised in the next 2 or 3 minutes, he'd be like, "What in the world, Bo?" You see a bunch of "Word in the world" Bo's in the chat, like, "Damn, Country in here? Where he at?"
Oh, wow.
He just wanted to, he got his ear to the streets, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but
he's
Playboy Trey,
for a reason.
Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Be rich.
Hey, man.
Keep doing what y'all doing.
Yeah, that's right. And look, man. Well, because to be honest, they're it right now. Like, they are. I don't know if you guys remember the 2 Live Stews.
Yeah.
But they are this generation's version of the 2 Live Stews, man. They're doing it. I mean, they get referenced on 92.9 The Game by Mike Bell a lot.
You know who else is it, T. Will? You know who else is it? The Gonzaga Bulldogs, baby. That's who's it. I told y'all what was going to happen last night. I told y'all.
Calm down.
And people be like, "Jack, why don't you go with the Bulldogs, the Georgia Bulldogs in college basketball? Did you see them against St. Louis? Did you see Gonzaga against Kennesaw State?" Now, we rock with Atlanta. We rock with the city. We love Georgia teams too as well. Hey, man, shout out to everybody. But Kennesaw State, wasn't enough for them Zags, baby. Zag Nation. I told y'all. Zag Nation moves on. We getting ready here. Got some things to talk about too as well. Let's catch up to the chat, man. Chat is live. Chat is lit. 82 Monte Carlo teams have a worse situation, but the media stay on that BS, and the panic-stricken fans latch on to it. We got to have the Atlanta versus everybody attitude. Man, that's what's up. 82 Monte
That's a great point, Monte Carlo. And I'd rather be the underdogs every time, honestly.
Right. Georgia Price, a very good explanation here.
That, where you see that a lot. You see that with Detroit. You see a lot of people with the Detroit versus everybody shirt on, and it does represent the culture of the city, and I like that. I think that's a great suggestion.
T-Will, we have the Atlanta influences everything type of brand out here in the city. So
yeah, but I like the Atlanta versus everybody mentality, because number one, it inspires unity.
Right.
And what it does is it essentially says that outsiders can't come in here and play us against one another. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest, a lot, our Falcon fans, we need to come together. You know what I mean? We bicker. We are the pettiest fan base. We bicker about subtle differences. Look, it's Atlanta over everybody. So we need to adopt that attitude that, hey, man, it's Atlanta against the world. We're not going to beef anymore. We all love the Falcons. We can disagree on players. We can disagree on agendas. But at the end of the day, we love our ATL Falcons, and we need to come together. So I agree with that.
Georgia Prize in the chat, he agrees with Kerry. He says, very good explanation, Kerry. Your fandom wants the playoffs, but the reality is this is an evaluation and a soft rebuild. This regime is not under the hot seat. So big shout out to Georgia Pride in the chat. Big shout out to DJ Big.
Can we define soft rebuild? Because again, I'm just we still have Bijan, right? We still have Drake.
Right.
We still have Kyle. We still have
Possibly.
Jesse. We still have Xavier Watts. We still have a lot of pieces.
That offensive line, too.
Doesn't mean that it's not a soft rebuild, T-Will.
Well,
soft rebuild when it comes to that coaching staff and it comes to that organization.
No. When you say soft rebuild, that to me that implies players. So we lost a couple of players, but the core is still here, right? To me, when I hear the word rebuild, you're going at the foundation, right? You're taking out this pillar and you're taking out that pillar, and where are the pillars?
Soft rebuild on T-Will on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 and 10 being the highest, 5 to 1 being the lowest. Soft rebuild on 5 to 10 or lowest of 1 to 5. I'm like on the 1 to 5 level because we do have a lot of our cores there. We do have that starting offensive line. We do have Bijan.
Right, which is why it's a soft rebuild. That's why it's not a full rebuild.
Now, coaching side, organization side.
Okay, so for me,
that's a different type of rebuild.
Let me just clarify.
You're thinking it's like a rebuild. It's not.
No,
the Miami Dolphins are going through a rebuild. The Miami Dolphins are going through a rebuild.
I'm calling a modification to the home. Oh yeah, we're gonna add this room onto it. We're not gutting out the foundation.
Revamp?
That's a rebuild.
Are we revamping at this point?
No, that's not a rebuild.
Yes, you just said gutting. Gutting would be rebuilding.
That's what, and we're not doing that, is what I'm saying.
Right, which is why it's a soft rebuild. Which is also another way of saying a retool.
Yeah, no, I can go with retool.
It means the same thing.
I can't go with rebuild.
I mean, because you're taking it the wrong way.
Gary, cut your camera on and tell him, please.
I wish I could right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't.
T-Will's taking it the wrong way. He just hears the word rebuild.
No. T-Will is very professional when he sees stuff like this. So of course,
I'm saying to me, right, because again, you got to understand, a lot of these people throw these stories out there just because they want clicks, they want to sell. They don't really think about it. And it's a subtle word, but to rebuild implies there's certain structures in a home that if you knock them down, it's going to impact the overall integrity of the building. That's a rebuild.
If
you're adding on a room and you don't have to file plans with the state because it's not going to impact the integrity, that ain't a rebuild. You just added a room. You know what I'm saying? Again, I hear you, but I don't.
I know, but I feel like you're taking it the wrong way because it's not. No one said a rebuild. Like Jack said, a rebuild is Miami Dolphins. They're trading away star players.
Right.
They don't have a quarterback really. I mean, unless
cap
you consider
spaces in hell, new general manager,
they're now worse in a worse dead cap situation than the New Orleans Aints, which is very telling for me.
Yeah.
As an organization, I do call it a soft rebuild. A rebuild, no. A soft rebuild, which basically means the same thing as a retool, which I think that's what you're saying, T-Will. Retool, it's the same thing as a soft rebuild. It's just another way of saying it.
We're not tearing down anything over
here.
Right. And I think this team and this fan base kind of realizes that you're rebuilding back the depth, raising the floor, as Ian Cunningham said. Look at the depth pieces that we brought in for the money that we've spent on these players, and look how much cap space we have still left available. They can go and sign 8 or 9 more guys right now, and it wouldn't be a problem. I think if we would have lost Drake, of course, if we didn't have the money, if this was next year with this year's cap space, it'd been ugly. It'd have been ugly. How you going to pay Drake? How you going to pay Bijan? How you going to make these type of moves? Quarterback Michael Penix going into the last year of his contract. You got to get a quarterback now. That would have been ugly. I think we're just in a situation where fans wanted the biggest, flashiest moves in the free agency in the offseason when Ian Cunningham was playing it safe, knowing that he is here for a couple years. He's not here for just 6 months. He's playing the long-term game with a lot of these players who's on prove-it deals who can help this soft rebuild in a way. That front office, though, it's a different story. New president of football operations, bringing in advisors, new advisor to the coach,
Which
Kevin
is why it's a
Stefanski.
soft rebuild, because as an organization, you are starting over fully. You got a new president of football, a new GM, a new head coach, new position coaches. You got a new special teams coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, questions at quarterback. You don't have an answer at your quarterback position, the most important position. Um, we already know the situation, but for me, I know T Will, he loves the AI and ChatGPT, so I just asked, what is a
Sheesh.
soft rebuild? And it says also known as a retool. So it really means the same thing. So we can call it a retool, T Will, so it doesn't trigger you thinking it's actually a
I'm
rebuild.
not triggered. I just don't
T Will's
agree.
not far from.
I'm not
He's not far
triggered. I
from the
just don't
I
explanation of
think
agree.
what
you
he
You
was
think
know what
saying.
it's
I
a
mean?
rebuild. It's
No, T
not.
Will's right on point with this.
I'm not triggered, Kerry. I just don't
Yeah.
agree, and we don't have
But
to. You know what I mean?
but I don't understand. You said it's like a retool, but a retool means the same thing as a soft rebuild. It's literally a synonym. So what's the difference?
To
You're
me,
just hearing the
again,
rebuild word and you think it means
21
me,
carries.
to me, right? A rebuild implies that on some level you are digging up the
it
foundation.
does mean that.
It could be very small, right?
Right. It does mean that though. You're right.
I don't interpret it that
But
way.
you're leaving out the word in front of it. Soft rebuild.
You can call it
Soft.
soft, whatever. If unless you remove a pillar, which we didn't,
We
it's not
did
a
though. We removed like the head
The
coach,
head
the
coach,
GM.
the offensive
We still don't
coordinator,
have
no.
the
I
general
questions.
manager.
We're
don't.
talking the Falcons as an
I
organization.
get it, but what I'm saying is, people change coaches all the time. You could change a coach and not change the team at all. If you change the coach, did you really attack the foundation? No, because that's the structure. If you sell a home, you can home.
See, that's a
Home can,
rebuild. I
hang on.
said
Home
soft
can change
rebuild.
ownership. Home can change ownership, and still you don't change the foundation. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? We
But
just
that's a
disagree.
rebuild. I said a soft rebuild. It's not
I
the
don't
same
agree.
thing.
I don't agree.
But,
And it's fine.
but
Carrie,
But T
Terry,
Will,
and
you keep
Eric on
explaining
the Terry and Eric show, 6:30 p.m. on Monday night.
T Will, you keep explaining a rebuild though. A soft rebuild is not removing the foundation.
A rebuild in
No,
general.
a soft rebuild.
A rebuild.
Soft.
No, it's not the word soft. It's
It is
rebuild.
because there's a difference.
No, it's not.
Georgia
There is
Pride
a
came here and
difference.
said
There
a
is
soft
a
rebuild.
difference.
Georgia
A
Pride
rebuild,
had
no,
mentioned
a
this is a
rebuild. Look,
soft
it's
rebuild.
cool. It's cool. It's all good.
No, but it's not because you keep
You
it
getting Carrie
referring to.
fired up, T. Will.
You are
Damn
low
it.
key because it means retool. Soft rebuild is a synonym of retool the roster, retool the organization. It's basically what you're saying. You're adding to what you have. There are changes. It's not necessarily rebuilding the whole team. It's changing your head coach, changing your GM, adding a president of football, still figuring out your quarterback situation, losing key starters on your linebacker and Caden Ellis, losing D. Alford, not having all your wide receiver positions figured out yet. Still not knowing what's going on with JPJ. It's not necessary. I think you're just focusing on the word rebuild. Soft
I'm
rebuild does not
focusing on
mean
the
that
fact
you're
that
because
unless we lose a pillar, I don't call it a rebuild. Like if you lose a Drake London, if you lose a Bijan, if you lose a Penix,
right.
okay,
That's a rebuild,
right?
but
But
it's called
everybody else
a
can be
oh my god.
replaced.
Right, but that's a
what I'm saying.
Fans, hit
rebuild.
that like, share, and subscribe.
My goodness, a healthy debate, my goodness, but rebuild and soft rebuild are not the same thing, T. Will.
Carrie's cursing over there. When she says my goodness, that's her cuss words.
See,
That's
look,
her.
Nathan explained it. Nathan explained, yeah, my goodness, because Nathan explained it perfectly. To me, a rebuild is to completely tear down, like the Miami Dolphins, okay? A soft rebuild is to partially tear down, which we partially tore down, hit the restart button when we fired Terry Fontenot and Raheem Morris. Now we have a new GM, president of football, head coach, and position coaches coming in to kind of figure what they want for this football team going forward. Like they have said, starters are not named in February and March. We don't even know who's going to be the starters of this team, to include the most important position in the football team, which is the quarterback position.
I know who the starter is going to be.
No, you don't.
J
Let me
Kid
ask you a
CEOs in the
question.
chat.
Let me ask you a question. Do teams not lose players and replace players every year? Does it not happen every year? So every year, does every team go through a rebuild?
No, but no one said we were going through a rebuild. I said soft rebuild. It
Right.
doesn't
So
mean the
does
same
every
thing.
team? So does every team in the NFL? Because every team loses somebody, right? Every team in the NFL is going to lose somebody. Is this a soft rebuild for every team every year?
But I'm sorry,
Answer
that's
the question.
deceiving. No,
Answer
because
the
no,
question.
T Will, that's deceiving because
I'm
that's
not
like saying
deceiving
no,
this.
no, no,
I'm
no.
asking you.
That's deceiving. Come on now. That's like saying the Philadelphia Eagles are going through a soft rebuild
By
because they
your
lost some
definition,
starters.
wait, what happened to Jack?
He's
Oh,
not dealing with
I'm
us
letting y'all
today.
have it. I'm letting y'all have it.
Jack, T Will, come on, just because that's deceiving. I'm sorry, because to say just because you lose a few starters, that's not telling the whole story that you're replacing a few starters. We didn't just lose a few starters. Like, there's still questions at quarterback. You still just went through a whole regime change. Like, yes, I want the Falcons to win out and I want the best for our team, and I'm a diehard fan, but like, to not say that this is not a retool, soft rebuild, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying it's a full rebuild because that's what the Miami Dolphins are doing. I'm just saying this is like a retooling of the organization starting from the top down. And I guess
What
I
I
just won't
what
use
I
soft rebuild.
what I'll give you is if you include the coaching staff, fine. Typically, when I hear that, I don't because again, coordinators change. But if you're including the coaching staff, I will give you that. But if this is just siloed to the players, I don't agree in it. We can move on.
I'm
It is what
including
it
the
is.
whole team.
Again,
The Atlanta
then
Falcons.
if you're including the coaches, that's fine because we did redo the coaching staff and we did redo our hierarchy by hiring Matt Ryan and our infrastructure. I'll give you that. But if this were siloed to just the team, which I believe the original article was, I don't think he was talking about the management staff, then no, I can't. But if we're including the whole team, fine, I'll give it to you.
One time for the fan, we're back. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That is the Carrie and Terry segment of our show. If you guys want to catch more of
Oh
Carrie
my
and Terry,
gosh.
tune in 6:30 p.m. Monday night. The
He will.
Terry, Carrie, and Eric show. They go
Hey
live on For
man,
My ATL Sport.
it's healthy. It's healthy in an
Somebody has to
organization
keep
to have
these
an
guys in
exchange of
check.
ideas. You said what, Gary?
Somebody has to keep these two gentlemen in check.
Stop it.
Oh, wait,
Stop
how'd I get
it.
involved with it? I
Energy
stepped
over
away
here.
from it, Gary. How'd I get involved now? Falcon fans, hit that like, share.
T Will with his 17-0 energy for the Atlanta Falcons, and Jack
Wait.
with his well done steak energy.
This is tough.
17
This is
to go.
tough.
I think you confusing me with my brother.
Nah,
Falcon
17
fans,
and 0.
we are live. Chat is live, and of course, the chat is lit. Nando Barrington, Nathan Floyd, Cali Blue is in the chat too as well. J Kid is in the chat. Big shout out to J Kid. Welcome back, man, to the channel, man. Coolest Dre is in the chat too as well. Big shout out to Coolest Dre. 82 Monte Carlo. Auntie Pam is in the chat too as well. Good morning to Auntie Pam. The Dixon Way. Make sure y'all go follow, like, and like, share, and subscribe on the Dixon Ways channel.
What up, Auntie Pam?
I know
what
he's
up,
super excited about the Atlanta Hawks right now. So make sure y'all go tune into the Dixon Way when he does his
Best
streams.
watch
Georgia
along, Jack. Best watch along for the Atlanta Hawks out there. Honestly, check out the Dixon Way.
Got to check him out. You'll probably get a chance to run into Dixon Way at training camp too as well. DJ Big is in the chat too as well, talking Falcons football with us. Ray 50, 82 Monte Carlo, Smooth C, Nando Barrington, Lisa Shepard, DSGB Hall. Hey, what's up, man? John Parsons checking in from Memphis, man. So many people out here. Ike Solid, Rod Hamilton, man. As people wake up, it's me, Rozzy, too, as well. As people wake up and talk Falcons football, you get a chance to check us out here on the channel one time for the fan. We are always live Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, And of course, Friday mornings breakfast with One Time for the Fan. We do have a lot of pop-up shows too as well. Playboy Trey is also in the building too as well, checking in from the Water Boys. Make sure y'all go check out the Water Boys show. He does a great job with his partner B Rich and the crew over there, talking Falcons, talking Bulldogs, talking basketball, just keeping Atlanta. So it's great to have Playboy Train here this morning too as well, talking Falcons football with us.
You know what, Jack? Carrie was right about one thing, and I because
one thing.
Oh snap!
Hey! Take what you get. Look, so one thing I agree with.
What'd you do, T. Will?
I didn't do nothing.
What did you do, T. Will?
Go. Come back here, Carrie. Where'd you go? Okay.
Get over here.
No, I didn't say that.
It was doing that thing where it just keeps playing the wow over and over.
All right. No. But what I guess for me, when I hear rebuild, it sets expectations that we're going to lose. And for me, and I'm just going to tell you how I feel. I feel like this team the past 2 years has underperformed. Tragically so. I feel like last year's team should have been 12-6, 12-5, whatever, 12-5. I feel like the year before that, we should have at least won 10 games. We didn't. We have the core. Yes, we have different coaches, but in my opinion, this coaching staff is better. So my expectation is not one of it should be 9 or 10 games. I fully expect for us to win 11 to 12 games. I fully expect that. And maybe that's what, whenever I hear rebuild, I just think, oh, you guys are going to suck. You get what I'm saying?
You're triggered by that word. I get it.
I'm not going to say I'm triggered.
Carrie has mentioned triggered a couple times.
Whenever I hear rebuild, I just think, oh, here we go. 3 victories.
Right. And that's what a rebuild is. And that's why it was keyword in front of it, soft rebuild, which doesn't necessarily mean you're going to suck.
I hear you.
I learned today, T. Will, is that around T. Will, I'm just going to say retool. The Falcons are retooling. Because I do not want to trigger you by saying soft rebuild.
I just want to win, Carrie. I just want to make the playoffs. I just want to win.
But
I'm sick of underperforming. I'm tired of it. I want the Falcons to have a home game, and I want whatever team comes in there to get their asses whooped. That's what I want for this year.
To your point, I just want to make it clear that I want the same thing. I'm just trying to be like even keel and try to, I've had so many biased expectations of this team, and I feel like I need to be better as a podcaster about not being biased, because obviously I'm going to say the Falcons are winning every week. And, obviously I want the Falcons to win and I think we're so good, but outsider's perspective, this team has a lot of growing to do. Like we're not full, if you're not a Falcons fan, you could see, just like that NFL reporter said, like, hey, they got 2 injury ridden quarterbacks. Brand new coaching staff, brand new scheme, everything is new. And JPJ, that star player, we don't even know if he's going to play week 1. There's a real possibility he doesn't. Remodel. Maybe that's a better way to. Thank you, Nathan.
Nathan Floyd is on one this morning. Big shout out to Nathan Floyd in the chat. He said, I'm going to get them right today. Carrie, I got your back. I'm going to get them right today.
Yes, thank you, Nathan Floyd. I appreciate you. Going forward,
Cali Blue just subscribed to as well from the Panthers Nation.
Oh, thank you, Cali Blue. That's what's up. No, going forward, I'm going to just say remodel. The Falcons are under construction. We're in a remodel, okay?
Well, there's a lot of things going on.
We're not stripping the studs, T. Will.
There's a lot of things going on with the Atlanta Falcons this postseason. That I can agree with.
Thank you, okay? But
remodel sounds much better.
Yes, okay.
I'm sorry, when I hear that, I picture, it's another 6-11 Falcons team, and I'm like, I just.
You're like, please no. You're like, please no.
Yeah, right. I can't take it. I can't take another 6.
It's been a tough couple years here in Atlanta with the drought that we've been dealing with these Atlanta Falcons. We do hope a turnaround is expected from this coaching staff, from this organization. And of course, when you're going through free agencies like what we're going through right now, they're not the biggest and the most expensive moves that fans should be expecting. Right. But the team is doing what we can with what we got. You get what you get with what you got. Ian Cunningham still sitting with the team with $16 million in cap space right now. Even looking at some of these wide receivers that's available, we talked about it last night, T. Will. You can probably get a Juju Smith-Schuster if you wanted to. You can probably go get a Curtis Samuel if you wanted to. If Tyreek Hill wants to take a hometown discount, you can get a Tyreek Hill
Just give
too
me
as well.
D-Hop at that point.
DeAndre Hopkins is there over there as well. He just got picked up from one of the teams for the flag football, I guess, league that they have going on in California, the Tom Brady little flag football
He said
league.
he
The
still wants
Fanatics
to play on Twitter yesterday. So.
33, 34 years old. He's
Yeah.
not going to require a lot of money, but, could he be a third down guy for us? Could be a depth chart guy for us? Possible. I mentioned yesterday the Falcons, with the way that they're looking with 3 wide receivers in the room and, of course, a couple other bodies that's going to be fighting for some jobs here. Chris Bird is a name that you can name. I'm sorry, not Chris Bird. Chris Blair is a name you can look at to help with this this squad right now, depth chart wise. Even bringing back Kadero Hodge. I saw he posted that he had surgery recently. So big shout out to Kadero Hodge. If you do get a guy like Kadero
I
Hodge,
missed that. What did he?
Yeah, he posted on his IG page. It said
What
something
kind of
about post surgery.
Really? Wow, I missed that. Okay.
Right. So that would be interesting.
Who had surgery? What?
Kadero Hodge.
Oh,
okay. I missed that.
Let me go see if he has if he posted anything else, because I was it says 16 hours ago, post surgery, we almost back.
Wow.
That's on his Instagram story. So a guy like Kadero Hodge, who has played special teams here in Atlanta, made his first Pro Bowl with, of course, the Falcons, could be a depth chart piece to go look at too as well. He's not going to require a bunch of money. Curtis Samuel can come in and probably fill the role. If they want to go get a guy like Deebo Samuels, if these guys are going to take discounts and they're not going to cost a lot of money, that would be perfect.
Is Deebo washed?
Yeah, with the Washington Commanders offense, I think if you get the 49ers Deebo Samuel, you can get, get a guy that his value. You can get a guy who knows.
Follow-up question, and I want to expound this to Carrie as well. And you Miss Carrie, you know what it is. You know I love you. Do you guys think that when Kyle Shanahan players leave, do they do better with the teams that they go to, or is it the opposite? And I want to ask Carrie first.
I'm going to say, without really looking at any facts or stats, I'm going to say immediately, I want to say no. It's like the Matt Ryan effect.
Mm-hmm.
They get paid, and then also they don't do better with their next team.
Or the Kobe effect. We've seen a lot of players that played with Kobe that moved on to different teams, didn't have the success that they had playing with Kobe. But yeah, Kerry, you're definitely along those lines of what I'm going to agree with.
If you can get Deebo for a reasonable price, that's one thing. But I'm not giving Deebo 15, 16 million. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not giving Tyreek $15 million, because I'm not so sure that the Tyreek that comes back is going to be the same. Like, he blew up his knee. It's not like it's just a regular torn NFL. That was a gruesome injury. So I just don't know that he's going to come back and be the same. And I can't give him or Deebo $15 million. And we know Stephon can't come here. So
what's funny?
Yeah,
you said this, T. Will, when you talk about the wide receivers. Christian Kirk was worth a good amount of change when we talked about this weeks ago before free agency started.
Yep.
Christian Kirk took a 1-year deal with the 49ers.
Yeah.
And I even put in our chat, I was like, damn, the Falcons couldn't pay Christian Kirk this? Like, this would have been great for Christian Kirk to come over here. But does he want to be a fourth string guy? Yeah. When are they going to move Dotson back down the roster spot? Maybe they have their 1, 2, and 3 in the building, and they could go get a Chris Blair or bring him up from the practice squad, a Cordero Hodge, go draft the guy. But Christian Kirk, I thought for that price that he got with the 49ers, seeing that we got $16 million left in the bank, that was before we restructured AJ's contract. I would love to see. Yeah, I'm on the same tip as that. Yeah, but I would love to see a guy like Christian Kirk in Atlanta. He went to the 49ers. Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, Curtis Samuel, Marquez Valles-Scantling. Damn, I'm about to get Carrie. I wanted Carrie to get her shout outs in before she left. Marquez Valles-Scantling, a couple other guys. And for those that do not know, Carrie is one time for the fans. So she jumps in, she jumps out. She got a lot of stuff to do. We love Carrie here at One Time for the Fans. So big shout out to Miss Carrie. She did already text us earlier that she had to step away for a minute. But there are some wide receivers that are still left on the market. We brought up Spot Track last night. We went to go check and see some of the receivers that are available. There really aren't too many solid ones that's available. And for Falcon fans, as we just run over this quickly, because here's the cool thing about One Time for the Fan too. Well, we got a lot of people in here talking Falcons. We haven't even really got to our topics for the day. We stepped on one or two maybe, but we had some more topics to talk about. You guys have done a great job controlling the chat, controlling, the podcast for One Time for the Fan on Falcons Friday. Of course, you guys know it's Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. Every one of you all that's in the chat is just really helping One Time for the Fan, take off on different levels. It's from the fan for the fan. You guys do a great job of showing that in the chat, talking amongst each other, agreeing with each other. Healthy disagrees too as well. There's nobody trying to blow up at somebody else like, nah, man, I'm gonna find you in the street. I ain't want no Drake London. Nah, man, we don't want no Michael Penny. You guys are doing a great job of keeping control of your emotions when it comes to talking Falcons football in the chat. Yes. Even if you hear something that we say that you guys disagree with, you put your comments in there, you put your thoughts, you put your reaction in the chat. And of course, we read it on the screen. Even have fans from other NFL teams jumping in here, talking Falcons, talking NFC football, talking just NFL with us. So big shout out to everybody. Eric Z is in the chat. Big shout out to Eric Z. As he jumps in, he says Stephon would be hilarious on the sidelines, dapping up Offset. Offset, he gonna dap him up all right. He gonna dap him up on and off the field. He gonna dap him up in that parking lot too when they catch each other. Offset's a totally different breed. That
was good.
If that story is true about the model, the IG Model T, I don't know if you heard this. There was an IG model that tried to throw Offset under the bus. I guess she recorded a conversation or screen recorded or screenshotted. I don't know if it's true. Offset tried to get somebody to run the fade with Stephon Diggs last season. Like, look, I need his addy. I need his location. Where he at? So he's a little bitter. You know what I'm saying? You was with his baby mama. You know what I'm saying? And of course, this is Atlanta. We're going to keep the petty.
Oh,
but
yeah. Very petty.
Offset has an image to uphold. So, of course, when it comes to, like, the streets, and that's when it comes to that future Russell Wilson thing, the streets, people's like, oh, we can get Russell Wilson. He'll be great. You guys don't understand what he's going through off the field. He might be able to get on the field and play quarterback, but that future going to be played. It's going to be played loud, too. That NFL player, I forget what it was. I forget who that NFL player was. He said he sacked Russell Wilson and started talking future as soon as he sacked him. Like, it gets in their head. It messes with their mental on the field. They don't want to hear that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They in relationships with females who had previous relationships with entertainers that's from the city, and Atlanta's gonna strictly stay Atlanta. Y'all know how Atlanta is. Hell, we got 404 Day coming up. Atlanta is Atlanta. Y'all know that. But we're in here just talking Falcons football. So big shout out to everybody that's in here. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Go ahead and tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family. We've been live for like an hour and a half now. Got a couple more topics to talk about. And you guys are just doing a great job. So continue doing a great job, chat. And we will do the same on our end. John Brooks says, Carrie was watching a home remodeling show and said, you know what I'm going to use? The word remodel. John Brooks is in the chat talking Falcons. Christy Lewis from AFN. Lady Birds is in the chat talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. She said, it's Falcon Friday, y'all. Christy Lewis checking in from
Mississippi. What up, Mississippi in the house?
Mississippi's in the house. Mississippi. Sterling Woods in the building. He said, man, I'm going ahead and saying this. Number one, we drafting someone from Georgia. And number two, we are starting 1-0. The schedule has not yet been released, but I really, T-Will, who would you want to play week one right now? We haven't got to the draft. We still got some more free agency left to play. Who would you want to play week one? For me, I want to play the Chiefs week 1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
I ain't gonna lie. They ain't gonna have no Pat Mahomes.
Give us the toughest matchup early. So
who is the toughest matchup from our looking this year?
I don't know.
The Bears?
Take a look at the schedule.
The Lions? It damn sure ain't the Vikings. But then again, they have a new quarterback. I want to get the Chiefs out the way.
Let's look at Falcons' schedule.
I really want to get the Chiefs out the way due to the fact that a couple years ago they robbed us with that Kyle Pitts touchdown when they were supposed to be pass interference, but they didn't call it.
Mugged that man in the end zone.
Mugging.
It was a crime.
Hello, like the file report. Like the file report on the referee. Tilo, you look at the schedule right now.
Tough. You got the Ravens at home. Chicago, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Minnesota, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Washington. That's not an easy schedule next year, man. Wow, that's interesting. That's
you do have some interesting games with Kevin Stefanski playing against his former team, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I think I want to get Kansas City out the way, man. Let's see what they're working with. You know what I mean?
Get Kansas City out the way. Falcons can come away with a big win if they was to play the Chiefs. I do think that the Chiefs, personally, with the Mahomes injury, seeing the way that they played last year with Mahomes being healthy, even during the season, they wasn't Super Bowl contenders last year. They were getting beat up on a couple games here and there, left and right, where it was like, this team is not ready to go fight for no Super Bowl. At one point, we thought the Indianapolis Colts were going to be the team to go to the Super Bowl. Then they went through that damn slump, and it was like, they ain't even good enough to make the playoffs. Happens all the time, NFL. Happens all the time, Falcon fans. So let's see the Falcons put us against the Chiefs week 1. Let's go ahead and beat down on the Chiefs. But I can't wait to see when the NFL schedule drops. The international game is probably going to be dropping definitely a week or two before the schedule drops, so that way NFL fans can start booking their travels way ahead of the NFL schedule. 82 Monte Carlo said Diggs is corny anyway. I don't see Stephon Diggs coming here to Atlanta, so we don't have to worry about that.
I don't either. Nathan
Floyd said another young free agent wide receiver I wouldn't mind them taking a look at is Bryce Ford Wheaton. 6'4", 221, ran a 4.3 40. He was buried in depth with the Giants. He was on the depth chart, probably at the bottom of the list with the Giants. That could be a guy maybe the Falcons want to take a look at. Hopefully they do look over their list of available players. Reports that Keenan Allen probably wants to go back to the Chargers. Dotson, of course, we got. Cardell Hodge is the name that I mentioned. You get a special teams guy that you know is a solid special teams player. And, of course, you get a guy who can come over here and help out with this wide receiver room, not having to be the second target or the third target. He can come over here and be the fourth or fifth wide receiver as Kerry is back. Deebo Samuel is probably going to be a bit costly. And, of course, Tyreek Hill, unless he's taking a hometown discount, that could be something else, too, to look at. DeAndre Carty from the Browns, I don't think that's going to be a fit. Scotty Miller from the Steelers, I don't think that's going to be a fit. Tyler Lockett, he's getting up there in age. Brandon Cooks is getting up there in age too as well. Even though
I like Brandon Cooks though. To me, Brandon Cooks is one of those guys, especially wait, let me see what his
it's not much
available.
He's not much. You're talking about another guy that's less than $2-3 million.
Is he still a free agent? I don't see him on this list.
I see him right here on the Spot Track available list right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see. Hang on. I see Scotty Miller. Where's
2026 UFA?
Where's? Oh, I see him. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
He is turning 33 years old this year, though.
No, I like Brandon Cooks. Now he rubs some people the wrong way, but one thing about him, that dude runs routes. He's not warm and cuddly by any stretch of the imagination, but he runs routes and he can get open. I think that'd be a good signing for the Falcons. Now, again, I don't know how he is in the locker room. Well, from what I've heard, he's not the warmest guy. Okay, but the man can play. Especially for $1 million or $2 million. Yeah, I'd sign him. I'm with that, Jack.
Are you comfortable in the wide receiver room to have Ray come back for a reunion, knowing that
No,
Raheem's not there?
no, I'm not. No, Ray
Is
wasn't
it the
having.
performance, T. Will? What is it?
He wasn't having a good year, and I know there was an issue with when the receiving coach got fired, but you disobeyed a direct order, bro. You went like, nah, you can't come back. You can't, because that wasn't just the head coach, that was the Falcons. You know what I mean? Hey, no disrespect to Ray, but I'm good.
Ray out there singing them car radios. He got little Jimmy out there stealing them car radios.
Yeah, I've
What
seen
movie was
Ray
that, T. Will?
so I'm good. I'm good on that. What do you think? Would you bring him back?
I'm good on that. That ship has sailed. He did a decent job when he was here. Tried to do his best he could to help elevate this wide receiver room, and of course, things have now changed. So big shout out to Ray wherever he's moved on to and whatever he's getting ready to do.
Hey, look at what Trey said, Jack. Look at what Trey said.
Shout out to Trey. Playboy Trey. I love it.
So I appreciate y'all. I've been laughing while I'm knocking out some yard work. Contemplating is it a soft rebuild or a remodel? Hey,
I love it, Trey.
We're gonna call it a remodel going forward because I do not want to upset.
Hold on, he's back in there. He said, "I think I agree with rebuild. Don't hurt me."
Oh, Trey, no!
Shout out to Playboy Trey. He took off those Falcons rosy glasses.
Oh, I need
and called it he called it a rebuild. See, I called it a soft rebuild.
Trey from Waterboy is here in the chat.
I gotta go off camera. Where's my liquor? Oh my gosh!
Big shout out to Playboy Trey.
Shout out
going down in a major way, man. Playboy Trey is here. Waterboys, Be Rich, man. Shout out to Be Rich. Shout out to the whole crew over there at the Waterboys. Doing a great job, man. LAJ's in the chat. He said, I know I'm late to the party, but why do Tua get a bad rap? And the O-line that got him blasted names never get mentioned.
Good point. That's a good point.
Because he's the quarterback, and when you win, the quarterback gets the praise. When you lose, the quarterback gets all the blame. That's
also
honestly
a good point.
A lot of people don't even know. I mean, ball knowers really know offensive linemen, defensive linemen, but average fans, they don't know names of offensive linemen like that. So unfortunately, that's just the name of the game. And I do think Tua's going to have a much better offensive line here than he did in Miami. For me, it's all going to be about his health, how those head injuries. I hope he can stay healthy. I really do. And I hope he can play at a level he was playing maybe like 3 seasons ago when he was healthy and, leading the league in passing yards and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm just hoping it's not the turn the ball over to that we saw last season in the league where he was on his Desmond Ritter-ish with just as many turnovers as touchdowns. So that's what my hope is as a Falcons fan.
You get a Tua to come in here and go 20 for 26 like he did on us on my birthday with one eye for 4 touchdowns, sign me up.
But he only did that against
sign me up. But then again, the week later, you got torched.
Right. So, he's only against
how's that saying go? If you can't beat them, join them. I guess the Falcons joined them.
Hey, you got a lot to look at when it comes to this quarterback room. Matter of fact, we're going to get to a topic in just a minute here. We talked about the wide receivers still available in free agency. The Falcons can make a move to bring in I think a 4th receiver or a 5th receiver too as well, unless they want to go to the draft. Zachariah Branch is a guy I'd be looking at if he does fall down that far in the 2nd round. Of course, Ted Hurst too as well is a guy they can go look for as well in the draft. I think Trey Lance's little brother is a name that fans can go look up to as well, depending on where he falls in the draft. Falcons are doing their pro day homework. They sent one of the largest groups down to University of Georgia. I think you guys saw you got to love that because it's University of Georgia. Go Dogs. Of course, you guys saw Jeff Ulbrich talking with some of the coaches, Tommy Rees talking with some of the Georgia coaches, Kevin Stefanski, Matt Ryan spending time with Zachariah Branch, and I'm sure there's probably going to be more news coming out that they had a chance to meet with some more players down there. CJ Allen's probably going to go 1st round. Christian Miller might slide to the 1st round the way the draft is looking right now. If Christian Miller some way somehow was able to make it to our pick in the second round, that would be a solid pickup too as well, due to the fact that Christian Miller has played here in Atlanta at Cedar Grove, or east side of Atlanta on Cedar Grove. Of course, he's also played too as well at the University of Georgia, won championships there, and now he gets an opportunity to do what? Come over here to the Atlanta Falcons. That would be great. In the later rounds, I see Playboy Trey also is in here talking Falcons football with us again. Oscar Delp. This tight end was extremely useful at Georgia with the amount of time that he was over there. He played with Brock Bowers. He's coached under Kirby Smart. He had a very successful pro day. I like Oscar Delp in situations where you already have Austin Hooper. Is Charlie Warner going to be here? Could they get the $4.5 million from Charlie Warner if they really decide to let him go? Tegan Quentin Tarantino is gone. He's gone to the Cardinals. Kyle Pitts is still in the building. Oscar Delp could be a situational guy for the Falcons if they draft him in the late rounds. There was reports, I was listening to 92 not too long ago, that Oscar Delp might be sliding back in the draft and not going as high as people think. So if he becomes a day 2, day 3 pick and the Falcons end up, I think with Ian Cunningham trading back and getting some more picks would be helpful. Oscar Delp could be a guy that can help out in this situation. We got to get 90 bodies in the building for camp. Right now, I think there's a close to 20-something roster spots still available. You're not going to cover that in the draft with 5 picks. So, of course, they're going to have to make some moves, and a trade back would be great. Archangel's in the chat. It's good to see you, too, as well. Big shout out to all the fans that's checking in.
Jack, I do want to add to that. I think he would be a great pickup as well. Obviously, we know Stefanski loves his tight ends. If we could get him in a later round, that'd be great. I mean, he has great speed. I think he ran a 4.47, and he also is a great blocker as well. So I think he would be also. I have to agree with Playboy Trey. I think he'd be a great pickup as far as the tight end goes. So
he is a younger, and of course, Charlie Warner went to Georgia too. Go Dogs, but he is like a younger version of Charlie Warner, except when it comes to the receiving game, he will be kind of like how Austin Hooper was used in his first 4 years.
Right.
He's
More
blocked
athletic.
well. Right. He's blocked well with the University of Georgia. He was coached under Kirby Smart. You know how Kirby Smart has those players out there at UGA. I mean, they're just sound efficient. They know exactly what they're doing when they're on the field. But you can get a Austin Hooper, Kyle Pitts, Oscar Delp in that situation where it's like you already have some Georgia players already in the building. Ian Cunningham mentioning you have one of the top 2, 3, top 5 universities right there down the road from Flowery Branch in the country at University of Georgia. You got to draft a dog or two. You know what I'm saying? The way they've been playing over the years, the way they've been coached over the years, it's championship football all around. Eric said it last night. Getting a guy from University of Georgia to play on your Falcons team that is coached under Kirby Smart, like, come on, Falcon fans. You guys can't hate on that. You guys would actually love to see that. Even for people that are not Georgia Bulldog fans. Let's even go over this roster real quick, the unofficial depth chart, as we can just go ahead and bring this up to you, Will. Fans are in the chat talking Falcons football. Archangel is back in here too as well. He said one time for the one time, though. Big shout out to Archangel. LAJ is in the chat. He said, I kind of want Baker week 1 now that I think about it, since he wants to smoke, even though they couldn't touch us when we had Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson running this. T-Will, the cool thing about it, we talked about it on the channel before, there are some, not beefs or anything, but there's some personal, rivalries, I guess you can say, or small cook-up rivalries. You got Ian Cunningham, who's going to go back and play against the Bears. I mean, not play. He's the general manager, of course, on the executive side. But coming from the Bears, we do play the Bears this year. How are Bears fans feeling about Ian Cunningham leaving, their front office, heading over to the Falcons, helping us rebuild? If they put us week 8, week 9, and we're coming in there 7-1 or 6-2, and the Bears are, falling short, it could be something that the Bears fans can look at and say, hey, Ian Cunningham helped rebuild this team. It's a situation where they could be upset. Zach Robinson going down to Tampa, following, of course, with him, he has who? TJ Yates. He has the Ken Zemedi guy too as well, who is on the quarterback's assistant coaching staff. He is down there in Tampa with him as well. How do they feel about that? And the front office here in Atlanta, knowing that Baker Mayfield was talking that smack with Kevin Stefanski, right? You have a Tampa Bay Buccaneers NFC South rivalry. You have Raheem Morris going over to the 49ers, right? Apparently, from the power rankings, from what this NFL writer said, they're in the top 10 of their free agent power rankings. Of course, Kyle Shanahan does coach a solid team. Having some of the names that they have out there in San Francisco, time to time, they always find their way to the playoffs. And even in the past couple of years, found their way going to the Super Bowl. So you have a guy like Kyle Shanahan now. Of course, the Falcon fans hate Kyle Shanahan. They don't even want to see him. But now you have Raheem Morris over there with his buddy again, right? So that's a game to look at. You have Kevin Stefanski coaching with the Falcons now, playing up against the Cleveland Browns. If Shedeur is going to be the quarterback or if Shedeur is not going to be the quarterback, that is something to look at, right? So there's a couple small rivalries building up. I think Falcon fans will want to see us play some of these games this year. T-Will, looking over this, and I see the chat is still live. The chat is still lit. Big shout to everybody. J Kid said, who will we get for QB3 will be important. Very important, knowing that you have two quarterbacks that's dealing with injuries. You'd hate for Tua to take a hit, and concussion-wise, we've seen in the past that he goes down and, they had to sit him out for a couple games. Hopefully it wouldn't be something too severe, but Falcon fans have mentioned that. He's injury-prone. Michael Penix in his situation, I think 5 of his last 8 years dealing with injuries. So it's very difficult for that situation for him. We do want these guys to be back healthy and 100%, probably 200% before they get back out there on the field. But injury-prone quarterbacks and injury-prone players, you got to go look at who's the next best option up behind that. And I do think the Falcons probably end up signing a quarterback in free agency because there are some quarterbacks still available in free agency. Matter of fact, let me just pan out over here and go look at some of the quarterbacks that are available. Kirk Cousins, not going to happen. Aaron Rodgers, not going to happen. Russell Wilson's not going to happen. Tyrod, wouldn't spend that amount of money for him. Zach Wilson, nah. Joe Flacco, still available. Cooper Rush is a guy I wouldn't mind seeing in Atlanta. I was a fan of Cooper Rush when he was playing in Dallas a couple years ago. He was putting up some numbers when Dak Prescott went out. Jimmy Garoppolo, no fans were kind of tied to him too as well, thinking that he would be a good fit for this offense, seeing with Kevin Stefanski's style of play. Easton Stick can also still remain here in the building. And then beyond that, it's just downhill. If the Falcons want to go look at a Hendon Hooker, came from Tennessee a couple years ago, that could be an option. Skylar Thompson played with the Pittsburgh Steelers recently. That could be an option. But the list is very slim. I do think they do look at a quarterback for a QB3 very soon. I don't want them to waste the draft pick on a QB3, though. Personally, I do not want them to waste the draft pick on a quarterback 3. Next year is the year of the quarterback. If this doesn't pan out the way we thought it should with the 2 quarterbacks, T-Will, you know the name I've been mentioning, right?
Yeah.
Kerry, I know if you're busy, you know the name I've been mentioning, right?
He
Kerry,
who shall not be named.
Okay. We're not going to name him just yet.
Yes.
I added another quarterback to that list too as well. So it's not just the one quarterback that transferred from North Texas, but there's another guy that plays for the University of Texas. So 2027 could be the year if all else fails. But that's a 2027 thing. Let's deal with 2026. Looking at the unofficial depth chart, right? And this is just the projection. Big shout out to Scott Karasik for like Jurassic.
Scott.
At this point in time, Devin Tompkins and Dylan Drummond is still in the building. These 2 guys right here could be a surprise, T-Will. And don't forget about Casey Washington too as well. I think fans are just looking at the free agent signings and thinking, oh, we only have 3 guys in the building. No, we still have Devin Tompkins, Dylan Drummond, and Casey Washington. What does a June 1st move for these guys possibly do? We haven't got to June yet, so we don't know. We could get to OTAs and we can get to, the mandatory workouts that come up before then. And Devin Tompkins and Dylan Drummond's name could still be in the building. So it's like these guys will be on the roster next year. They're going to be fighting for a spot. Casey Washington still too as well. So Are we that slim in the wide receiver room, chat? Are we looking at it like we don't want Devin Tompkins and Dylan Drummond in the building? Because I think Devin Tompkins, towards the end of the season, he was playing okay. I have no problem with Devin Thompson. I know people was mad about David Stills with some of those drop passes and so forth, but Devin Tompkins is a speedster, man. I ain't got no problem with Devin Tompkins getting in there and helping out. I do think we draft a wide receiver. I definitely think that's going to happen. Chris Blair is still in the mix too as well. T-Will, any hope for Devin Tompkins, Dylan Drummond, Casey Washington, Chris Blair when it comes to making this roster as of right now in March?
Chris Blair and the rest. No. I'll go with Chris Blair just because he's been getting after it for years, and I don't think he got a fair shot. But as far as everybody else, I'd like to sign some other experienced receivers, and maybe draft a guy that's up and coming. Eric says this all the time. Our main issue has been depth. So, if one guy goes down, you see a drop off, and I just don't see anything within this roster after Alameda, other than Chris Blair that excites me or gives me hope should some guy go down. So no, in my opinion, no. You gotta get some more guys in here, whether that's draft, whether that's signing, whether that's both. Those are just my thoughts. But
Falcon fans, I'm always team Chris Blair. Been saying that for a while now. Big shout out to Chris Blair and his family. Chris has been working hard this offseason. He was working hard last offseason, of course, with Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson and those guys. Didn't pan out well for Chris to get out there and get a lot of PT. But I do believe, with these open spots available, just going over here looking at the price tag for some of these guys too as well. Look at Devin Tompkins, 1.2. You don't owe nothing on this guy. Nothing. Look at Dylan Drummond, $1 million. Nothing behind that. Look at this. These guys could possibly end up going into camp knowing that there is a camp competition battle. I do think the Falcons sign a wide receiver in the draft. And honestly, with the way that this is looking right now, with this list, if T-Will believes that this is not enough to move the chains here in Atlanta, there are a couple guys left in free agency that the Falcons could possibly look to go sign. They have money available. Going to the tight end situation too as well. Kyle Pitts, Austin Hooper, Charlie Warner is still in the building. If you keep these three right here, of course, they're probably going to get another tight end too as well. You always got to add depth. You got to have that third and fourth string. You got to be building up. You got to get 90 guys in the building before you cut it down to 53. That offensive line needs some more depth too as well. Both of these guys were injured last year. You need to go sign somebody else. Did Jack Nelson pan out to what fans wanted him to be coming out of the 6th or 7th round? I don't know. I saw some runs with Jack Nelson last year where it was like, Jack, what are you doing, bro? But then again, he was a rookie. So let's hope that a guy like Bill Callahan, who is probably an improvement from Dwayne Ledbetter, can help this offensive line move in the right direction. Going to the running back room, Ian Cunningham mentioned it. We have 2 solid running backs right now on the roster. We're probably going to end up to looking into a couple more. Carlos Washington has been a practice squad guru here for the past couple of years. Is it his chance right now? Is it his opportunity to make the third string running back, or do the Falcons go sign a running back? They were looking at Mike Washington from the University of Arkansas. He is a guy that's projected in the later rounds. So is this something that the Falcons can do around the 4th or 5th round to go get a running back? Another quarterback is definitely going to be something to look at too as well. Special teams looks to be set. Liam's going to be here. Jake Bailey, Nick Folk, they're going to be good. Offensive line depth is very important. You're going to need some more guys. They did bring in Corey Levin, probably going to be a camp competition battle against Ryan Nuzil. The rest of these guys shouldn't be battling for positions over Jake, over Bergeron. They'll be having their second and third string battle once this all pans out right here. Kyle Pitts is going to be fine if he's here. Austin Hooper, that's going to be your other tight end. Charlie Warner, that's probably going to be your 3. And if they have 4 tight ends on the roster, that's going to be where Josh Simon's going to be able to pan out against whoever it is in the camp competition battle. Or if they go sign a tight end via the draft, 5th round, 6th round, could be a practice squad guy battling out with Charlie and Josh Simon. Depends on what they want to do there. Another running back, wide receiver room is going to be a camp competition battle with some of these guys here for the 4th and 5th string. If they want to bring in 6 receivers, that's how it's going to look. Going over here to the other side with Jalen Walker, they still have James Pierce Jr., who right now we don't know what is going on, so we're just going to move him out the mix. But with these one-year deal guys, you never know what you can get from them. You honestly don't. And we do want to see Samson Ebukam on the field. And we do want to see Deshaun Hand out there too as well. Lakel London, who just re-signed too as well. Azeez Ajari is probably going to be out there following up in that Leonard Floyd spot. Brilling Trice is a name to look for at the end of that, 3rd, 4th string, however the Falcons want to go about it. Cameron Thomas is the name. Channing Tyndale is the name. All camp competition is going to be happening here for fighting spots. And I know one name that I see my boy Scott has left off the list is D'Angelo Malone. At this point, D'Angelo Malone is still a Falcon until otherwise proven. So, Falcon fans, just keep this in mind as you're going over camp competition battles, looking over here too as well. Keep in mind with some of the names that they have still in the building right here. Even for the cornerback room, CJ Henderson, Mike Ford, Clark Phillips, Kobe Bryant. Look how much they're getting paid. It's all camp competition. Troy Anderson, CJ Henderson, Devin Tompkins, DeMarco Helms, JD Bertram, Casey. Natron, I believe, is going to make the team. Jack Nelson, Dylan Drummond. Look how much they're getting paid. Joshua Shime is making less than a mil. Keep all this in mind here, Falcon fans, as we get ready to get closer and closer to camp, and we start preparing for more of the offseason. Falcon fan, it's been a great time, man. Talking Falcons football. I just saw y'all message. I was over here on the other screen. It's been a great time talking Falcons football with everybody this morning on the channel. T. Will, Miss Carrie. Big shout out to Bodie 3002 as well. Oh, man. What was it? Almost 2 hours we talked with Falcons football? Man, let's go ahead and wrap this show on up. Didn't expect to go on this live this long, but how y'all feeling, man? Y'all good?
Yeah, I got to drop pretty soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and say my goodbye. Carrie, you had mentioned that you had to drop as well, so go ahead, Miss Carrie. Want to let you go first. Go ahead.
Thank you. Shout out to you, Jack, T. Will. This was a great show today. Always fun and a good time on a Falcons Friday. Get into a healthy discussion about a remodel in the Atlanta Falcons house. So, let's always support our Falcons. I want to shout out everybody in the chat. Thanks for supporting us. Shout out to Bodie 404 Proof, and I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Amen. Shout out to you, Miss Carrie. And you can also see her Mondays at 6:30 p.m. on the Terry, Carrie, and Eric show.
Yes, that too. And rest in peace, Chuck Norris.
Let's go, Chuck. Rest in peace, man. I-4-9. Hey, man, we sure are going to miss you. I hate I didn't get a chance to share my Chuck Norris jokes, but we'll do that maybe on Sunday's show, Jack. But anyway, hey, to everybody who joined us, thank you guys. We appreciate you. Everybody who joined in the chat, you could have been anywhere. You chose to be with us. We appreciate that. I'm your boy T. Will, co-host to Jack Spade here on One Time for the Fan, where you can catch us Sunday nights, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings at 9-ish, whenever Jack is ready. You can also see me at For My ATL Sports 1 on YouTube Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. And if you like the TV series and you like the movies, come check your boy out at For My ATL Movies on YouTube as well. You guys have an amazing day. Want to thank God for waking me up and just being him. Also want to thank this guy, Mr. Jack Spade, and Mr. Eric Parker, for giving me my shot in this business. Everybody have an amazing day. We'll see you guys Sunday. Night, Jack. Night, everybody.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you all for being here this morning. Made a small error as I was going over the depth chart projection right there. D'Angelo Malone is a free agent. I was looking at the wrong guy. I definitely apologize. Shout out to Malone family. You know, we have Mama Malone in here too as well. She's always in here watching the show. He is a free agent. I was speaking about Breland Trice, so I apologize as I mentioned that. D'Angelo Malone is a free agent. So Falcon fans, as we gear up for the rest of this free agency off season period, and of course we have the draft about a month away or so, it's going to be an amazing time talking with you all here on One Time for the Fan or any other podcast that you might see One Time for the Fan on panels. Seen last night, I was on T Will's pop-up show too as well. It's just a good time to be around other Falcon fans talking Falcons football, because we do this about what, 5, 6, 7 times a day. Mention the Atlanta Falcons, different chats, different Discords, different Facebook groups, and people always have their questions. You might end up, being at work, or of course you got Playboy Trey who's out there taking care of some stuff in the yard. You got people in here who's probably at the gym or probably on the way to go, pick up their kids or run their errands, but they take the time to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. And that's what we love doing here on the channel, because at the end of the day, we're all Falcon fans. So big shout out to everybody who was in here this morning. We started about 10 o'clock. Now it's like, 12:15. I just want to make sure we did cover most of the notes that we had for today. The wide receiver is still available. With the Falcons, having a little bit of money, they still can go out there and sign a guy or two. Of course, with the draft news, looking at the Georgia Pro Day, sending the largest group of Falcon executives and coaches down there to go check out Georgia has fans believing that we should probably draft a player from Georgia. We did it for Jalen Walker. Now we have an opportunity to do it this year, where we have a lot of players, from an offensive lineman who's down there, a guy named Christian Miller who's down there, Oscar Delp who's down there, CJ Allen who's down there. I think CJ Allen goes in the top 20, so he might be out of the mix. But you have some guys who can help fit this Falcons team and scheme the way that they need to, whether it's the defensive side of the ball or if it's the offensive side of the ball. And of course, I think my fan favorite is Zachariah Branch, who would be a solid fit for this wide receiver group. You're talking about raising the floor, a guy coming from Georgia playing wide receiver like the way he did. Of course, you do have Dylan Bell too as well. I think it's Dylan Bell, or it's the other wide receiver from the University of Georgia that's also in the mix to come out in the draft this year. That's going to be exciting to see where the Falcons want to go. LAJ's in the chat. He said, talk about them jerseys though. April 2nd, the jerseys are dropping for the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to be there at 404 Day too as well. There's a lot going on for 404 Day. People keep sending me different flyers and, different things to do for 404 Day and then that whole weekend. Atlanta will Atlanta. So if you're outside that weekend, make sure you get a chance to get around your family, get around your friends. This is 404 Day for Atlanta. People in Arizona ain't celebrating it. People in New Mexico ain't celebrating it. People in Austin, Texas ain't celebrating it. This is Atlanta. So you're talking about the Falcons are going to be somewhere too as well. I believe they're going to be at 044 down there. They have some parties going on downtown. They have pop-up shops happening near the MARTA. There was a bunch of stuff that people sent me about 404 Day in different areas. I think Lakewood's having a concert. Atlanta's going to Atlanta for that day. The Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, I saw it the other day on one of their pages that they're giving away a 404 chain. It's probably similar to the Dirty Bird chain that they gave away to season ticket holders. They're giving away the 404 chain. If you purchase a jersey, I think that they said that they're going to have the jerseys on site at 404 Day because it was on their page too as well. So with that being said, Falcon fans, you can show up to 404 Day and purchase the jersey right then and there. With the Atlanta Falcons being on site, the new jerseys drop 2 days before, and then you show up the 404 Day 2 days after, you get a chance to purchase the jersey. You already know one time going to be there, man. So if they're going to allow us to get a customized jersey, that would be great. If not, I'm sure they're going to have AJ Terrell's. They're going to have Bijan Robinson. I'm sure they're probably going to have Drake London's. Those are the 3 safe bet jerseys you probably want to go get. AJ Terrell, Bijan Robinson, and of course, Drake London. On the offset side of things, who I think they might have too as well, Chris Lindstrom's jersey, Jake Matthews' jersey, and Kyle Pitts' jersey. Depends on how it goes about the situation with the free agency. The players that showed up to the video, Jalen Walker, they should have Jalen Walker's jersey. I don't know if they're going to have James Pierce Jr.'s jersey, but seeing Jalen Walker in that video too as well when they did like the little teaser video for the jerseys, the new uniforms, that's going to be a great time. So I can't wait to see these new jerseys. We're probably 2 weeks away or so from the new jerseys coming out. So Falcon fans, be prepared for it. If you're going to show up to 404 Day, I'll be down there in the city. So let me know where y'all going to be at, man. I'll pull up on y'all. I ain't going to be staying out to no 4 or 5 in the morning. I ain't doing 404 Day to 405 Day. We ain't doing the following day. We doing 404 Day. So if y'all going to be out there somewhere in the city, traffic's probably going to be crazy too as well. So make sure y'all be safe out there. And of course, as 404 Day gets closer, we'll go ahead and start, talking about some of the events and stuff happening around the city so that way y'all can plan y'all weekend properly. Probably going to do some barbecues here and there, show up to some spots. I know Reverb is doing a rooftop event somewhere or sometime. I think it's going to be that Saturday night, like 6 or 7. A friend of mine that works with Tyler Perry, she got a lot of stuff going on too as well in the city. So it's going to be a lot happening that weekend for 404 Day, especially on that day, April 4th, man. So make sure y'all enjoy these upcoming days that lead up to 404 Day. Make sure y'all keep y'all eyes and y'all ears to the streets when it comes to these Atlanta Falcons. No news today. I was hoping to get something from the Atlanta Falcons this morning. It looks like they're just probably doing their draft homework on some of these players. And you never know what can happen with these Atlanta Falcons, especially sitting with $16 million, right? So just be prepared, Falcon fans. We should be back. Let's see. I got a golf game Sunday. Hopefully it doesn't run over too late. But we should be back here Sunday night, 8 o'clock, talking Falcons football. Tomorrow night, I'll be at Atlanta United. So big shout out to Atlanta United soccer team, man. I got some homies that play on the team. So hopefully they can come away with another win. Hawks are rocking. Hawks are rolling. They're playing the same time. Oh, yeah, Falcon fans. Get downtown early if you're going to the Hawks game and the United game. Get downtown early. I'm telling you, the traffic is crazy. They have, of course, smaller events happening in the area, but I believe they're still doing that traffic, the construction as they get ready for World Cup, which is taking up a lot of the, the accessible lanes downtown because they're blocking roads off left and right. So as you try to get downtown, if you're coming from the east side heading to, Windsor or Spring, and you get down there by that Moreland Ave Boulevard town, that little section of the town, and you start seeing that traffic build up, I'm telling you now, you got the Hawks playing at 7:30. You got playing against Golden State too as well. So there's going to be a lot of bandwagon fans. You got the Hawks playing at 7:30. You got Atlanta United playing at 7:30. Atlanta United hosts their tailgates too as well. So people are going to be down there early, moving about the, Centennial Yards area. You also got the construction for the World Cup and stuff going on. It's going to be crazy. So make sure you get down there early so that way you guys are going to be prepared to just enjoy wherever you're going to be in the city. CC John Brooks said, Jack, the Hawks play tonight at 8. We play the Rockets. The Hawks are going for dub number 12. We're going to get that dub. We're going to get that dub, man. So let's go Hawks. Big shout out to my Gonzaga Bulldogs. Good big shout out to my Gonzaga Bulldogs, baby. I told y'all, man, Gonzaga is going to handle business, man. I know some of y'all probably went to Kennesaw State, got family members that went to Kennesaw State, had some Kennesaw State people talking trash to me. It don't matter. It's the Bulldogs year, baby. It's Gonzaga's year. We're going for it, man. Big shout out to Graham Ike, man, over there doing big things with Gonzaga right now. But yeah, Falcon fans, y'all hold it down, man. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Don't forget, tag your Falcons friends, tell your Falcons family we're always here live. Sunday nights at 8, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings, breakfast with One Time for the Fan. Continue being great. Continue supporting One Time for the Fan. Continue rocking with these Atlanta Falcons. Shout out to all the content creators who showed up today too as well. Georgia, Texas boy. Winston Thornton was in the chat too as well. Big shout out to A1. Big shout out to Playboy Trey, Be Rich, the Water Boys, Uncle Steve, Big Country, everybody who's just talking Falcons in the Falcon way. Of course, One Time for the Fan is from the fan for the fan, man. Falcon fans talking Falcons football on the Falcons Friday. One Time for the Fan, man. This is how we do it. I will see y'all soon. Y'all go outside, man.